right, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're back up in there like swimwear, man. And tonight we're gonna be covering three of the Hannibal Lecter films of the franchise. This is gonna be two parts, and we're not going in the order they came out. We're going in the order of the story, of the way the story goes. So,
Right, yeah. So we're gonna actually be starting with the last one first, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
But yeah, I was gonna say three very different films, but two of them are actually very similar.
yeah,
But
two are
yeah, we'll get
and they're
into like all
identical.
the yeah. Bar what I'd say 20 minutes footage maybe here and there. But yeah, we'll get into that. But
Yeah, I
happy to
will
say
say
that they are like I do like all three. I will say that at first.
right. Yeah, and I'll say this too. Like, I think the one thing that hurts Manhunter to me personally is the name. I'm not a big fan of that name. Like I feel like they could have did something better than fucking Manhunter. like
Yeah, it does seem kind of generic name. I think they were trying to get Red Dragon as the name, but for some reason they were. I think it's De Laurentiis said
oh
no. Or
they said that they didn't want to go Red Dragon. This is in '86, so
yeah,
they said that people would have thought it was like a martial arts flick.
right. And I think there was a Lady of the Red Dragon or something. There was a title like that coming out at the same time.
Mm.
Something similar anyway. So yeah, they didn't do it. I don't mind the title Manhunter. I don't mind it as
It's
much as you.
okay. It's just a little.
Um,
I like Red Dragon better. The title.
yeah, not the film,
Not the
but
films,
yeah,
but
yeah, we'll
spoiler
get
alert,
into that,
everybody.
man.
But anyway, but yeah, man, I see we got my beautiful wife in here. Tasha's in here. She says, "Y'all come hang out. These are my favorite movies ever. Going to be a very fun and interesting stream. You don't want to miss it." Well, I appreciate
Cheers,
that.
Tash. Yeah,
Yeah, she loves these movies, all except she don't care for Hannibal Rising too much. Like it's gonna be the first one we talk about.
right. But
But
has she seen it
you know,
more than once though?
she's seen it the one time, but she's not a fan of like period piece because
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
in back in the day. Starts off in 44, right, and
yeah,
then it's in like the 50s, right?
yeah.
So
52, and then yeah.
yeah,
I
but
get that. I can
we got
understand that.
we
Yeah.
got Anthony in here, man. He says these movies are fire. Hell yeah, man!
Hey,
It's good to
what's
see
up,
you,
man?
brother.
Yeah. Good
Hell
to
yeah,
see Anthony as always.
and yeah, man. As y'all, I mean, I don't know if I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Silence of the Lambs is my fourth favorite film of all time. so, uh,
Right. So that's a high bar to like compete with, isn't it? Really.
yeah, I mean, it's
I'm gonna
like,
surprise people on certainly on the next one, maybe on this one as
yeah,
well, because I'm gonna mention one of these films may even compete with Silence of the Lambs for me, or possibly be better. I don't know. We'll see how it
oh
goes.
wow, yeah,
Um, but yeah, so it's gonna be different.
yeah, it's it's an interesting series. I just felt like, I I don't know, man. We was talking about it, right? And like, let's cover the
Yeah,
whole Hannibal Lecter franchise. And if you look at this franchise, though, man, like before we even get into anything, like I know I mean, I consider it horror. I know, like, you know,
yeah,
when it came out, a lot of people didn't. A lot of people snubbed their nose up at it and was like, no, it's psychological, thriller and shit. So,
right. I've heard that quite a bit on the two commentary tracks for two
right
of these as well. But no, they're all horror. They're definitely all horror to
now, I
me.
will say, Hannibal Rising, I feel is like an action, psychological horror. You know,
I
uh,
think to me, it's more like
it's more action in that one, though. I would say,
yeah, but it plays out like a slasher film as well. Obviously, it's a revenge,
right?
but some of the death scenes play out like a slasher film for me this
Yeah,
time.
and a revenge film too. I guess you could say. Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's see. Anthony say we got Magic Hands in here. He says, "What's up, everyone? What's
Hey,
going
what's
on?"
up, man?
Anthony says, "I really dug Hannibal Rising. It was a pretty interesting backstory. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it for that. I mean, you get to like I mean, I'll get into the synopsis here in a second, but yeah, I'll just read the synopsis here in a second. So the one that I wrote.
It's definitely interesting that, like you say, the backstory. It's a film that I didn't like the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
The second time I saw it, I didn't really like it. If I'm honest, I was like,
oh wow,
I was seeing the Dirk. I was completely split down the middle.
Yeah.
But then I've gone back and watched it a third time because I wanted to do, obviously do scene for scene or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just clicked with me. And the performance of the lead guy as well. What's his name? I know he's passed away now, isn't he?
Gaspard Ulliel.
Ulliel, yeah.
Yeah.
What a performance, man. I didn't really think so at first, but then it just clicked with me, and yeah, he's some performance.
And speaking on that guy, man, he was like some big renowned French. He was a big deal in France. Like I've seen he won all kind of damn awards and shit. And unfortunately, he died in 2022, man, in a bad skiing accident. But
yeah, it was like a freak skiing accident as well, where someone cut across him, and I think he died. They rushed him to hospital, and he died the next day through really bad brain injuries, which is sad.
Wasn't he like knighted or some shit? I was reading something. Yeah, titled. He was titled a Knight of the Order of Art and Letters in France. I was like, what the hell?
Shit, so he was really young as well when he passed away.
37.
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Brotherhood of the Wolf. It's a French film I've always wanted to see. I've
heard about it for a long time. Never got a chance to see it though. So,
but yeah, very renowned actor. Yeah.
But I guess I go and get into the synopsis right quick.
Yeah.
So this is the origin of Hannibal Lecter. It's usually a cliche of any serial killer that childhood abuse or trauma molded them into their madness. But this story is a next level explanation. An 8-year-old Hannibal Lecter died in 1944, along with his parents and his 3-year-old sister, Misha. And what was born was a complete, meticulous, monstrous genius.
Yep. So. Yeah, absolutely. I can't say any better than that, to be honest. I've come to a point where I thought at one time, does this really need to be made? It's like Red Dragon as well. I probably felt the same.
I mean, I like it. I know a lot of people probably don't. They could go either way with it, but
right
to me, I kind of like, because I mean, like I was just saying, like I know it's a cliche, like from the childhood trauma and everything, but man, dude, like the shit that he goes through, and then he, you know what I mean? Like everything he went through, fucking something snapped in there, and man, holy shit. But they couldn't.
And it completely makes sense, like you say, to the way the character evolves in the different films.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma on a fucking really severe
on fucking
level.
Steroids.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Not just one. I mean, that's fucking horrible. I couldn't even imagine no shit like that, man. Like,
But. No, it's like Anthony said, it's such a great backstory. But it's weird. It never really clicked for me until the last time. But now, I wouldn't even say that I'll watch this regular, because I won't, because I don't own a physical copy actually.
Yeah.
But
this is the one. Like, here's a steelbook if anybody's interested. I don't know.
That's the one I would get if I did. Yeah.
It's I got it. I think I got this through Walmart if you're in the States, but I mean, it was like a little over $20. So.
Yeah, I would imagine that's probably out of print now as well.
And if anybody's interested, man, I'll go ahead and anybody, if y'all want it, I'll throw this code out.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
And here you go. Whoever gets that code,
get into the view.
They can have it. So it's all you, whoever you are.
I'm not sure if that's focusing right.
It's not focused right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's better. Put it a bit closer.
There we go.
That's better. That's better. Yeah.
All right. There you go. Whoever it is. There you go. You're welcome. So.
Gotta mention some of the cast in this. There's quite a few UK actors. So you've got Rhys Ifans plays Brutus. You've got another guy plays one of his sidekicks as well. Stephen Walters. He turns up in a lot of UK soaps and TV episodes and such. Like Richard Brake. He's a well-known actor. He plays Dorteach. You gotta get these right. But he was a big Rob Zombie. Well, Rob Zombie put him in a lot of films, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
in, like,
you talking about the guy with the teeth?
Yeah.
He was in 31. He was in 3 from Hell. He was in one of the Halloweens that Rob Zombie did.
Halloween 2 he was in.
Okay.
Barbarian. I think he even did The Strangers Chapter 1 fairly recently as well. And that shit pile of the Monsters, but
I haven't watched
talk too much about
that. And I'm not going to watch it. I refuse to. Yeah.
I've seen it and it's just bad. It's just tedious and boring.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, nah. Man, we got to talk about Dino De Laurentiis, though, man.
Yeah.
This dude has produced over 500 films. Like,
right, yeah.
I mean, look at these films he's produced, man. And since we're talking about him, like Trick or Treat just recently got a badass release, right? So that's one of them, 1986.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Black Eagle, Ricardo Freda. Like, that was in the 40s. You know, like
wow.
This dude, yeah. Like, I think it's 46. I didn't write it. Yes. I think it's 46. He did Halloween 2 and 3. I mean, he produced those.
Man, yeah. He's got a good body of work then.
Dead Zone, 1983.
I love that film.
I mean, the King Kong, 1976. He did a lot of big bangers, man, throughout time, you know.
Yeah, they were saying on one of the comedy tracks that he's, just super rich. You know, he had this massive big mansion and...
Yeah, man, I was watching on the special features because he produced Red Dragon, too. And he was like wanting to burn this fucking house down. Like, it was so old. It was old as hell. And these people were like, look, no, this has been through the family and da-da-da. And he's like, I don't care. I pay. And he's on there and shit. And they're like, no, they didn't let him do it. So they had to build that shit. But,
most of the time, he did have final say over the director of Red Dragon, which we can come on to a bit later. But that guy, man, is annoying. On that commentary, the director.
Oh, he's annoying on the special features too.
Oh man,
because I watched the documentary of him making the film, and oh man, holy shit!
But do you know what he reminded me of? Like Eli Roth or someone like that, just so up himself and just praising every fucking scene he ever shot.
Yeah,
and we'll come into that.
Let's see, we got Anthony says, I like that Hannibal Rising didn't pull any punches with its writing. The villains are twisted as fuck. Yeah, they are. It's pretty like disturbing, man. I mean, it really is. And for, I mean, it did well. I think it did okay, right?
Yeah, it's
78 million. Is that right? The budget?
75 million budget, and it took 82.1 million. So it made about 7 million, which is
okay. That's okay.
But it's not too bad, is it really?
At least they didn't lose. We got From Parts Unknown, Evening, Dirk, and Matt.
Matt? I've changed my name.
That's Darren.
yeah. Q-boy. But
you're good to have you here, man. But
Darren. Good to have you, man.
Texas says hello to the panel of pain. What's going on, Texas?
Hey, Tex. Not a stream of Tex.
I meant to ask, man. I mean, I hate to do this right in the middle of the stream. It don't matter though. But like in the intro, was it lagging a little?
Not for me.
Okay, it was.
I didn't know.
On my end, so
right.
Anyway, let's see. Richard Brake's character is such a piece of shit in Hannibal Rising. Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, like you say with this film, because it starts off in 1944 Lithuania, and we see like a young, like 8-year-old Hannibal Lecter. He lives in Lecter Castle, and he's with his sister Misha and their parents. And you've
So you
got the
can
whole.
tell right
Go
out the
on.
gate. So right out the gate, he's probably from culture, like cultured from his parents, like from wealth,
Yeah,
right? And
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah. So
because you got the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union, and um, they turned the Baltic State region into like this bloodiest front line you'll ever see, like in World War II. And that's kind of like the opening, scene. Um,
yeah, they go to a hunting lodge.
yeah, where they try to get away from the German, basically all the German soldiers and the Soviets. But this big tank comes, the Soviet tank comes, stops at the lodge, and they're looking for water in there, I think.
Yeah,
Um, and the explosion like pretty much kills everyone apart from Hannibal and his sister Misha. That's pretty much how it starts out.
yeah. His
Um,
dad gets shot down. His mom got
yeah,
shot down too, right? I'm guessing.
yeah. She tries to save him, doesn't she?
Right.
Like, and she does like successfully save him because she tells him to get back in. But no, I mean, I'm not a big World War watching of World War II films or anything like that. But
Yeah.
um, this one, I don't know. It kind of, it didn't give me that feel. It was more. People say it's a psychological horror, but I do feel this psychological thriller. But I do feel this is a horror film, like
It's got
Dirk
some. It's
said.
got a bit of some drama in there. It's got a little bit of all kind of shit in it. Really, you think about it. You know?
There's a very disturbing scene to come up as well fairly soon. So
Yeah.
you've got Brutus, and like basically there's like 5 members of this gang, and they're all pretty much they're trying to get in with the German Nazis, I believe. Yeah, you're trying to get
They're trying to become Nazis, yeah, but they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
for whatever reason, they're not allowed. They got to prove themselves, kind of shit.
Right, because they
You
got dog tags and all that, you know.
know?
But they sort of make their way to the hunting lodge, and they're starving. They're looking for food everywhere. There's no food. They're kind of pissed at Hannibal, and his sister for not having no food in the house. And then the $24 million question is, are we gonna get food? So
Yeah. Old
work it
boy
out
goes
for
hunting, right?
yourself. Yeah,
One guy goes hunting. He brings back a, a dead rabbit. Just got maggots and
yeah,
shit all over it.
yeah.
So it's rotted and no good. And
Right.
so
So they've got that question: is do they kill the 2 kids just to survive? And that's early on in the film as well. And there's nothing more like horrific than that. Just that
yeah,
question
you
alone.
see Brutus, right, bite into that damn whatever. That's like a hawk or some kind of bird. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty
The 5 of them, they're all like animalistic, kind of just like brutal people, like no compassion
hard
for
time.
anyone. Yeah, yeah,
Hard times over there. Yeah.
yeah. But so they kind of leave you at that, Ben, and they jump to 1952, which is like what 8 years later,
Yeah.
and Lithuania is part of the Soviet Union. Lecter Castle is now like an orphanage for a lot of kids, including Hannibal himself. But he
Which is
keeps
like a
getting these.
spit in the face if you think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. You know,
It's a brutal
his
place to be as well. There's bullying going on. There's all sorts like.
well, you see that part where the warden or whatever or the principal or whatever is telling Hannibal because he's in his room, right? Ain't he in his
Right. Yeah.
room or something like his office and shit?
Yeah.
So
And his mother actually in one of the earlier scenes, there's a load of letters there, and she
yeah,
puts them away in kind of some, I don't know, some sideboard or something. But he goes back for them later on. Um, the simple fact that he gets it's not prison, but because he does something wrong, he kind of gets put like locked away, doesn't he?
like in a
So
little dungeon kind of.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which he obviously doesn't want to be there anymore, and he decides to escape. But he's getting these really bad dreams, like trauma, childhood trauma with what happened to his sister and all that. So he decides to break out, and then he finds those letters, and I think it's his uncle's wife in France. He decides to go and
Yeah,
go to.
Lady Murasaka.
Yeah. Oh man, what a great actress.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
she's like the Julia Roberts of Asia. Like,
Oh
uh,
man,
she's probably
she
the
blew me
best
away.
actress in China, is what I was hearing. Like, that's what the way they were speaking of her. You know, like,
Right, and she delayed filming as well because they wanted her that much. She was doing Miami Vice at the time,
yeah,
and they literally had to delay filming because they wanted to have her in the film. She's outstanding in the role,
she's amazing.
absolutely outstanding, and hot as well. You know, she not just the fact that she's pretty nice to look at, she's kind of badass as well because she teaches him all these fucking
Yeah, she
like
teaches them like kendo, right? With the
yeah
sticks and what is that? Kinjutsu,
kenjutsu, yeah.
Kinjutsu or whatever is
I
what it's
say right
called.
to me.
But
Yeah, she's pretty badass.
the moral code, like the way of the samurai, kind of like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
she teaches them that. She's playing the Japanese, but she's in real life she's Chinese. But
right. Yeah, yeah. And he's got some really high intelligence for a boy of his age as well, because he's like wants to become a doctor, and he becomes the youngest, I think, student to be, accepted. I think it's in France, isn't it? In one of the big kind of, I don't know, what would you call it, like schools for doctors or whatever. But he is kind of a big thing. Um, but yeah, there's a scene early on where he's out with his aunt, and I think they're just shopping or they're doing whatever. And the butcher scene where the butcher makes a pass at her, and he says something very kind of
oh
demeaning.
yeah, he's yeah, pretty derogatory shit, like, commenting on her
Yeah,
vagina or whatever.
saying
And
it's sideways or something.
yeah,
Something I didn't really get the reference to that, but
yeah.
obviously Hannibal takes a dislike to this, and
Well, yeah, he takes it really hard because you got to think like this is she's not his like real family by blood, but she's his family through marriage because she is the widow of his uncle. So
right.
in his mind, she's the only family he has left, you know?
Yeah. And early on as well, you can kind of sense where it's going to go, where there's kind of a bit of a love interest between the two. There's a
Yeah,
spark, I should say, like really early on.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and his uncle's obviously dead, so but that was kind of weird to me, but it does work. Um, and the way he takes out that butcher as well, man, it's just
yeah,
it's almost like a slasher film in places. I said that before, but it really is. Some of the death scenes in this.
yeah. And like I said, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like reminds me of it's kind of like an action spy kind of feel to it too because of the period, Like I know it's not a spy film, but it feels
It's
almost
got loads, yeah.
it feels like a spy film in some parts. You know what I mean? Like
It feels like a little bit of everything,
yeah,
yeah. Like you say, spy, revenge, slasher,
yeah,
psychological thriller,
action,
just
drama,
cannibalism.
fucking
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's it,
Um,
it's all
it's a
over the place.
lot. Yeah, it come out to really bad reviews, and the only thing people were praising was the lead actor, the
Yeah,
guy who plays.
Gaspard Ulliel,
Yeah,
Todd,
yeah,
uh, and we didn't even mention the directors, Peter Weber, by the way, and
right.
he did. Have you ever seen this film? It's a BBC film. The Stretford Wives. I'd never seen it, but he
I've
didn't
heard
have.
of it. Yeah, I've not seen it. No.
He hadn't done a lot, but he did a historical war drama, which makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah,
Emperor,
yeah.
a movie called Emperor back in 2012. But yeah, I didn't really. I wasn't too familiar with him. So
No, I literally got nothing written down. When I usually do these and I look for credits, I usually mention
yeah,
anything horror related or what have you. But he not got none of that background at all.
but
Um,
it is a co-production. I'm kind of like backtracking. My bad, y'all. But
no, that's okay.
it's a co-production between Italy, the UK, the Czech Republic, France, and America. So this is
Right.
like this is an international film, like for real.
And it was shot in Prague, I believe, as well, in
Yeah,
the
shot
Czech
in Prague.
Republic.
Yep.
But yeah, like you say, the way he takes out that guy, he beheads him basically with his sword, a katana sword.
Yeah.
And yeah, she kind of gets him off, doesn't she? Because she puts the head of this guy, like
Yeah,
literally outside the police station.
Yeah, he's in there being questioned, and she gets on a motorbike in the black leather with the helmet, and like that's what I mean by like it had like the spy vibe to it, like in a way.
That's a cool scene
Or
as
assassin
well.
type. Yeah.
Yeah. There's another cool scene coming up as well where so Lecter witnesses this war criminal, and he gets injected with sodium biopental, I think it's called, which literally allows the person who takes it, they can it's almost like they can go back in time and pick out different details of what's gone on.
Mm-hmm.
So Hannibal, being the highly intelligent person he is, he decides to do this on himself so he can get the names of the men who killed his sister. And I thought that was a very powerful scene. Really well written. The film is really well written. You've got to say that, man.
And the attention to detail, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for the period, like especially.
It is, yeah.
Excuse me, y'all. Especially the scene in the food market where the butcher's at.
Right.
I mean, that looks like it would be from that time. It really does.
It does. Like all the period piece is one of the best films I've seen. That to consistently look.
People overlook that quite a bit, though. Like to get that accurate, it's kind of hard to do.
That's probably where a lot of the budget.
I would say too. Yeah, that's a big ass budget, though. So
75 million. Yeah,
maybe I'm giving it too much credit. So,
no, I mean this one's a grower. I think on people. Like I definitely think you should watch it more than once, even more than twice, because
I've only seen it twice. And I like it a lot. I liked it the first time, but I like it more now. So I don't know.
I do. I think the performances are superb.
I think if you're gonna sit down and watch, say if you ever get the itch, just sit down and watch the whole franchise. I think it's a must. So.
Right. Do you think? So what do you think about the 2 hour? It's 2 hours long. Do you think that's too long and could have been? Because there's nothing really you could trim that I was looking.
No, it didn't bother me.
No, it doesn't feel like a 2 hour film as well.
No,
it does go fairly quickly. But yeah, so in taking that solution, he literally has a flashback of where they pretty much cannibalized his sister, and that's the most horrific.
Except
thing.
One detail's left out, right? So
okay, yeah, which comes into play a bit later on, when you least expect it. But I don't know how far you want to go with this one, Dirk.
We don't have to go too far with it. Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah.
From Parts Unknown says Brian Cox did a great Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
Yeah, we will definitely be mentioning him coming up.
Sure. Yeah. Brian Cox is incredible for sure.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Lost Boy Rob, what's up, Dirk? All you other fine people.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Let's see. Anthony Hopkins perfected the Lecter character. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. It's hard to top that, really. I think Cox does a great job, though.
Yeah, he does.
He's not a million miles away, I don't think.
Let's see. Lost Boys said, Rob says, Anthony. Okay, he's talking to him. My bad. Glad to see. Have you seen Lucio Fulci's gangster film Contraband? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, man. Love it. It's I think I gave it a 10, didn't I? When we did it
you did, yeah.
We did it on the Dead End Drive-In. So if you want to check that out,
go over to Visited by Voices network and subscribe.
Right. Let's see. Wild Wrangler, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Let's see. Watch Hannibal Rising first time this year in October. Okay. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, let's go, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Bought the Walmart Steelbook of Hannibal Rising. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Nice.
It's a good. I mean, I thought it was a good deal. Um, let's see. He says he's never seen Manhunter. Oh, you got to
Oh
see Manhunter,
man,
man. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I
yeah, check
promise
out
you.
our review coming up, man, because I'm gonna be, yeah, I'm all for that film.
Let's see. Anthony says the theatrical cut of Hannibal Rising is 2 hours 1 minute, and the unrated cut is 2 hours 11 minutes. Okay.
I must have seen the theatrical cut then, because mine was just over 2 hours. That's interesting. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. I'm guessing this is unrated. I don't even know. So let's see. All right, we're good. I own the unrated Wild Wrangler set.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But you've got to give so the guy who plays Brutus I mentioned before, I think everyone nailed it, didn't they? In the
yeah,
cast.
that's I guess I'm saying his name right. Rice Iphans.
Reese, we say it.
Reese.
It's Welsh name.
Okay, yeah, he's a Welsh actor, and he mainly plays villains. Like he's
He
played
does, yeah.
because I remembered him. Like I just wrote down the ones that I remembered him from. Little Nicky from 2000.
Yeah, he does comedies as well a lot. I've seen, yeah.
He was Adrian in that. He was the Lizard and Dr. Kurt in Amazing Spider-Man 2012.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
So he's been in some pretty big movies, you know.
He's good in everything, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, his character goes on, and yeah, it's got a very memorable kind of death scene. We won't spoil it too much, but
Nah.
he's kind of evil in this. He turns out to be like this sex trafficker at one point as well. And you got the infamous bath scene where Lecter jumps out on him.
Did I mention? I don't know if I mentioned this. This was you know, they got Thomas Harris to. So this novel came out in 2006.
Right. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
They got Thomas Harris to do the screenplay for this film. So I wasn't sure if I mentioned it on here, if I mentioned it backstage. I can't remember.
Might have mentioned it backstage. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this was 2 months. The book came out 2 months, I think, before the film. So yeah, that was kind of good to get him on board. That's probably why it turned out so well.
And they hired a movement. The director got a movement coach for Gaspard Ulliel.
Okay, yeah,
to mirror Anthony Hopkins. So, and I was listening to him talk about that a little bit. He was saying that he was watching mainly Silence of the Lambs over and over.
Okay, yeah,
Gaspard, but he said he added his own thing to the character though.
I didn't pick up any kind of habits of like
I did
Anthony Hopkins, but
I kind of did like the way he talks to the detective and his mannerisms, you know, are a lot like Anthony in a way.
That's the only stretch I got with these films is the fact that he's from Lithuania and he ends up growing up, well, pretty much most of his, a fair bit of his early life in France. And I couldn't really relate that to Anthony Hopkins. For some reason, it just doesn't quite get there for me. But it's not that much of a, it don't spoil my enjoyment or anything. But yeah, just get my head around that he was foreign. Like, Anthony Hopkins is Welsh anyway. So that's kind of the way I see him. But yeah. There's some fucking brutal stuff to come later on in this film if you stick with it. And the same track as well is like, yeah, man, it's just something about it. It's just kind of this big theatrical kind of same track. It's yeah. I would imagine seeing this in the cinema would have been a lot better than the actual, watching it at home or anything. But he just, without giving too much away, though, he just picks off these 5 fucking guys one by one, man.
Yeah.
And he's kind of got 9 lives as well.
He kind of gives one of them a chance.
Though. Yeah. A couple of times he fucks up and gives them chances. But yeah, he's just so.
Well, no, I'm saying like he actually gives one of them like a whole,
Yeah.
Like, he lets him. He's gonna let him make it, but the dude you know.
Right.
But he still kind of left it open, so he could do it anyway. It was kind of twisted the way he did it. You know?
I didn't know, yeah, because I thought he was maybe playing with him at that point. But
Nah, I think he would have let him make it, but
and that's the restaurant owner, yeah, with the daughter.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's a big thing with that as well, where this restaurant owner is one of the gang, and he's given the bracelet of his sister to his own daughter, and they see her in the restaurant and all
And
that.
I think that's probably why he was gonna show him pity.
Yeah, because he's a family man. Yeah, because he's a family man. And that's the only one, isn't it? That's the only one he shows any kind of compassion for at any point.
No, excuse me. Man.
Yeah, I like it ends as well with the children's song that the Misha sings plays over the credits at the end. Man, that's like chilling. I thought that gave me like goosebumps when I first seen it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether you want to rate this straight away or anything. Got anything else to say? But
I don't really have nothing else to go.
It's definitely the lesser one of the whole 5.
I would say so. Yeah, it's definitely the weakest of the franchise, but that don't mean that I hate it.
Right?
I mean, for me, I give it a 6 out of 10. You know,
that's where I'm at, because I think at first I give it a 5, and I was literally in the middle where I couldn't go either way. Say it was, I couldn't even say I liked it.
Yeah.
And then this time I give it a 6. The early titles to this, so when they sold it in Cannes 2003 Film Festival, they kind of sold the rights and that. It was titled The Story of Young Hannibal Lecter, and then the working title was Young Hannibal Behind the Mask. Yeah, I think that would have been a better title actually than Hannibal Rising, but Hannibal Rising tells you exactly what it is, and I suppose it does get that right.
I think it's fine. I don't mind the title. It's better than Manhunter.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. But Anthony Hopkins
the movie, the title.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, got to get that right. Anthony Hopkins was good.
Pisses me off the more I think about it, man.
I don't mind it at all.
Manhunter, like sounds like some old shit like that you'd see. I don't know, man. Like some old
like
shit
TV
on
episode or something. Yeah.
Generic shit.
So Hopkins was going to narrate the film at one point. He was going to talk over and do like, narrative talking over. But for some reason that fell through. I don't know why. Maybe Hopkins wanted too much money, possibly. But yeah. I think it's a good one. This I think
Hopkins was probably done.
Yeah, he didn't even want to do Red Dragon, did he?
Well, I mean, I heard him talk about it. Like he understands people's fascination with the character, but like, he's nowhere near like that character. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He don't really care for playing Hannibal, like from what I was hearing, like from him. So,
I mean, he may not have thought the guy was anything like him anyway. Like, so he didn't want to put his name on it, but I've never seen him mention anything about the actors or whatever to do with this film. So I don't know. I don't know what the story is there. I would like to know it though.
Yeah,
I would like to know.
I see. Parts Unknown is saying, "Rest in peace, Tony Todd." Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bad news, man.
Let's see. Rest in peace, Gaspar Ulliel. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. That guy would have gone on, I think, to do like.
Well, he was already like a big deal in France.
Yeah. But he could have conquered America as well. He was that good.
Yeah. he was in Brotherhood of the Wolf. So, he some other film called Saint Laurent, and it's Only the End of the World in 2016.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, he was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's a great performance, I will say.
Let's see. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. You died too young, 69. Yeah.
He was pretty rough, apparently, for the past year. I think he was suffering from cancer.
Tony Todd was going to be 70 in December.
Yeah.
let's see, he was a year older than me. Oh wow. Okay.
So 30, 37. I think he's on about
Oh,
the French actor. Yeah.
okay. Uh, no, he's talking about Tony Todd, 2 years older than
Oh, is
me.
he
December
indeed?
4th.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Daniel Shine, what's going on? Shout out, guys.
What's
What's
up,
happening?
Dan? Yeah, what's up, man?
Um, he was a great actor. Yeah. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man. Good to see you in here. Glad everybody's in here, man. Hit the like button if y'all think about it. Uh,
yeah. Go
but
and subscribe to all these guys as well. Daniel Shine's Flesh Wound Features.
yeah,
We mentioned Visited by Voices Network as well. All the
right.
guys in the chat, if you got channels, go and support
Yeah,
everyone.
Anthony's Horn Moore's in here.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Check his stuff out. He's got all kind of stuff going on. Let's see. We got Steve Mayers in here. He says, "Greetings, Dirt, Darren, and Flick friends.
What's up,
Uh,
man? Yeah.
what's happening, man? Appreciate you." Manhunter sounds like Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like, I don't know. Didn't they make us a show called Manhunter too? Like,
Yeah, I
if
think so.
I
Yeah.
remember right. Like,
There's definitely there's
I
a
just
lot
don't
of
like the name, man. It just pisses me off, because that's such a great film to have that shitty
it's a
title.
fucking
I don't know.
we're gonna come into it, but I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's generally gonna like test when I go back in 2 weeks' time and we watch Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal. It's gonna test those two for me. I think it's that good. But yeah,
It's good, but I know it's not going to change nothing for me. Like as far as Silence goes, like there's no way.
right. Do you think is it better than Hannibal? I know you might not want to give
Yeah,
away all give away everything in this stream, but
yeah, I think it's better than Hannibal. Yeah,
I think it's almost a masterpiece. It's fucking like a 9. Which honestly, I'll mention why I think that as well. And it just clicked for me because I think the first time I seen Manhunt, it was like a 7 out of 10, and then just the fucking lead performance alone, like, is incredible in this one.
let's
William
see.
Peterson, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and get into Manhunter?
Yeah, man. If you go good to go.
All right. Let me say where the comments at, and then all right. So all right, I had to think about this. So this synopsis here is going to be for Manhunter and for Red Dragon.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, it makes no sense to, you know what I mean.
No, we'll mention the differences on the next
Right.
one when we do the next review as well.
All right. So, excuse me, man. A former FBI profiler, Will Graham, is asked to help find a serial killer, nicknamed the Tooth Fairy. He has already killed 2 entire families, both during a full moon. His former boss, Jack Crawford, tells Graham to revisit a former colleague he had put away 3 years prior, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Lecter had his way for a while, throwing Graham off the scent on the case they were working, but Graham put the pieces together and explained to Lecter his flaw was his insanity. Lecter reminds Graham of his ultimate fear, which is that he could be just like Lecter. It's why he's so good at what he does. Is Will in denial? A constant struggle he deals with, and the haunting question: are they the same?
Right, yeah. Man, that's a great. Did you write? You're going to take credit. Did you write that yourself, or?
I wrote that. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Way better than what I could have done.
I was sitting there like I wrote one and it turned out like shit. So I kept scratching shit out. But anyway, yeah.
No, it worked. It worked well. Yeah, I mean this like I said earlier, I think this is highly underrated film. And it just clicked with me. Like, in films weird like that for me, they just sort of kind of click. But you've got directed by Michael Mann. People will know probably from The Keep. I think he did Heat, didn't he? And Thief, I think, was
Oh, he
another
did.
film.
Yeah. So I got quite a bit what he did. Last of the Mohicans, 92. He did
That's right. Yeah.
Collateral in 2004. You just mentioned the Thief, 1981. Heat, 1995. The Keep in 83. I mean, he hadn't done a whole. If you look at his filmography, it's not a whole lot, but
That's
he
right.
spends
Yeah.
a long time before he does a film. Like, it takes him
Yeah.
years to do a film. So,
Yeah.
but based
But
on the novel Red Dragon by Thomas Harris, man, but like we mentioned, I think we mentioned it earlier, right? He couldn't name it Red Dragon, or they didn't want to name it Red Dragon because it's in 1986. They were afraid people would mistake it for being a martial arts film,
there was like a martial art film, similar title, I think, as well.
Oh, there
That
was
come
all
out.
kind of dragons and not Enter the Dragon, but there was all kind of shit like that.
Right.
I mean, I was big into the damn shit too, man. All that, but
it's like with this one, why the hell did they want to go back and remake this as Red Dragon? Because this is perfect for me. I mean, you've got, like I mentioned, like William Peterson. He's fucking outstanding in the lead role for this. You generally, I don't think he's up there one of the best kind of roles I've ever seen in this kind of serial killer, tracking a serial killer type film.
And it's crazy because a lot
insane.
of the film critics were like shitting all over his performance. They were,
my God.
Yeah.
No, man.
I was reading some of the reviews. I was like, what the hell? Like,
that is insane.
And could you imagine if Richard Gere, they were thinking about getting Richard Gere or Mel Gibson or Paul Newman. I just can't picture none of them to play this role.
No, this Peterson guy, William Peterson, he was a stage actor, I believe, in Chicago.
Yeah.
And oh man, he completely nails it. But it's not just him. You've got I think we mentioned Brian Cox. He's a very well-known actor in the UK.
Tom Noonan.
Tom Noonan absolutely kills it as the lead. Dollarhide, I think his name is.
Yeah. And I mean,
oh man,
you've seen House of the Devil, right?
Yeah.
He's Mr. Omen in that. I know that's a later role.
That's a good performance, but this is probably his best. I do remember him from the Monster Squad. Was you going to say? Or?
Yeah, Monster Squad. He was Frankenstein's monster.
And, that's what I remember him mainly from. Yeah.
And RoboCop 2. He was in RoboCop 2. He was Kane in RoboCop 2. So
right. So you know the story with Dennis Farina, who plays Jack Crawford, his kind of sidekick or the detective above him. He was literally a police officer or police detective in real life. And he kind of lucked out getting into the films.
Yeah.
But you can tell his performance is superb as well. He does actually. When I first watched it, I didn't even know that fact. And I'm like, he really fucking reminds me of a cop. Like, just the way he is. And
he might be my favorite Jack Crawford.
Easily. Yeah.
He might be. I mean, I'll tell you next in a couple weeks,
Right. I was going to say, all of these characters. So you've got Tom Noonan, like you say, he's my favorite Dolomite by a mile.
Oh yeah.
Even the lady that plays Reba, Joan Allen.
Yeah.
As much as I like Emily Watson in the next film, Joan Allen I think is the better Reba for me.
I think. I mean, I can't complain with either cast though. Like I know we're kind of going back and forth. It's hard not to compare though, right?
I mean, you've got to compare at times, really.
Yeah.
But just the way that this film opens up is just so creepy as well, because you get like the POV shot of like someone going up the stairs. And there's like a woman, she wakes up in bed, startled, and then you got the credit scene and
somebody shining a flashlight.
Yeah, man, just so creepy. Like all those scenes, the first kind of half-hour scenes where. So Will Graham is Peterson's character is Will Graham. He's a former FBI criminal profiler. But he's now retired because he was working on the Hannibal Lecter case previous. And he got so much into his role of kind of trying to find out, trying to like bring Hannibal Lecter to to kind of, imprison him and whatever, that he ended up in a mental institution having a breakdown.
He
and
couldn't.
Go on.
He couldn't go back to getting. He was trying to get into another character too, and he couldn't. And so
Right.
he said he dyed his hair blonde.
Okay. Yeah.
To kind of just get away from that damn character. And even the director, Michael Mann, told him, it was like, because he's like 6 weeks he spent as studying at the Violent Crimes Unit research facility in Quantico, Virginia.
6 weeks, man.
6 weeks he was at Quantico.
That's probably why he's such a good performance.
And I mean, dude, he made a career out of this shit. Because look, he did 9 seasons of CSI.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to rush through everything, but it's all this shit's coming back now. So without Manhunter, think about what Manhunter did, though, right? There was like using the forensic science in TV shows and in films. It hadn't really been done, I don't think, before Manhunter. Like X-Files, there's several films like the movie Copycat, Bone Collector, Seven, Fallen.
So this was the first film, like Dirk said, to actually feature a profiler.
Yep.
And the term at the time, serial killer, even though it was known, it wasn't well known. And this film sort of broke everything. Got all the copycat film, the literally copycat as well. But they all followed. For me, I mean, it's hard to like compare it to something like Seven, because that's such a great film as well.
It is, but this came before it, so
I think this is better. I'll put it out there. I think this is better.
I've seen Seven more, so I've seen it more times, so it probably,
I like Peterson's performance more than I like Brad Pitt's in
but
Seven.
So the critics were mixed on it. Where I was reading,
okay,
they were saying that it was it had too much style in the shots, and Michael Mann, he used symmetry, like very specific with shapes of everything in his shots and stuff, and like the color palettes and shit that he chose, like you see a lot of blues with Will Graham's character, and when he's with his wife, there's a lot of blues going on, and whenever you see Dollarhide, there's like a lot of greens and shit.
Right? Yeah.
So I don't know. That don't bother me because we watch a lot of Jolly. So I mean, I dig all that mood shit. And the cinematographer's Italian. Dante Spinotti.
Yeah. He went on and done Red Dragon as well.
He did Red Dragon. He did L.A. Confidential. Another film, The Insider. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I've heard of it. Never seen it. So you've got Will Graham, and he's tracking down pretty much 2 of these families have been kind of slaughtered in their own beds. The kids have been killed, even though they don't really mention much of the kids, do they, being killed? That's kind of not, just kind of glossed over.
They don't mention it. You see it in the pictures, though.
Yeah. But to catch the killer, so he's got to come out of retirement. So Crawford's kind of wants him to come back.
And they discuss what
on the beach, in the first scene, which is great.
They discuss what happened with him and Lecter, but that's one thing like that I give Red Dragon props on. Like,
Do you think Red Dragon was better, in that regards?
Well, I'm just glad it showed that what happened between them,
Right, yeah.
Instead of just having a conversation about it,
I don't know, because I do like the conversation he has with his son later on, and he explains, and then his son kind of like he doesn't understand how his son's gonna take it, and then his son looks round and says, "By the way, Dad, what coffee do you want?" And he's kind of relieved because he thinks it's more like a normal type conversation afterwards, and the kid's not getting really hung up on the idea. So I don't know. I love that scene, but I can understand where you're coming from. Yeah. But his wife's pretty much not happy about him going back. He says he's going to go back, but he's not going to get involved. He's just gonna like help them find the killer, but not get personally involved.
And she knows
Which
better.
goes out the window. Yeah.
She knows better because he actually steps into the mind.
The mindset of the killer.
You know, and that's why he's like constantly having to struggle. And then Lecter's fucking with him too, right? Constantly.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So the serial killer is called the Tough Fairy, and he's called that because he kind of leaves bite marks on the victims.
Yeah.
I know we mentioned it earlier, but Tom Noonan, I love his performance in what was the one film? I Saw the Devil. What's the one film you mentioned earlier?
House of the Devil.
House of the Devil. I do like him in that, but I think this one is where this is his best film for me.
Yeah, I mean, he was also in Last Action Hero. He played the Ripper in that one.
Right, he didn't go on to like a massive career though, did he?
No,
Like,
but this is definitely his best role, hands down, I would say.
Yeah. The killer got all these issues as well because something to do with mirrors. He doesn't like mirrors. He smashes up mirrors. He uses the pieces of glass where he puts in the victim's eyes,
which is so
man, it's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have an audience, I guess, right? Like,
yeah.
He can also see himself in their eyes,
right? Because he'll focus mainly he'll focus on the mother in the family, you know. And the rest of the killings are all kind of, you know, just happen. But his main focus is these women.
And it's all done on a full moon as well.
Yeah, it's all done, on the lunar cycle, which we do get to see, like, when it's revealed Tom Noonan is the killer, and we are going to give, like, some spoilers. But in his place, he's got this weird place where you've got, like, the lunar, like, pictures on the fucking wall and shit. Just as you would imagine any kind of serial killer lair would be.
And he's like super obsessed with that William Blake painting.
Right. Yeah.
The red dragon and the lady clothed in the sun. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Which comes more into play in the next film, really, doesn't it? Where they kind of they move that on to a different level. Right. But yeah, so Will Graham just got to get in the mind of the serial killer now. He's got to think like a serial killer. He kind of almost shuts himself off from everyone. Because there's a scene I like when he's in I think it's like a cafe late at night and it's raining and he's looking out the window.
Yeah.
And he starts mumbling like things about the killer and
he's like, constantly doing it through the film. Like,
yeah. By that time, you know he's fucking.
He's like cussing him 100%. Out. You know, he's like, "Didn't you do this, you son of a bitch?" and all this.
Right. He's almost talking to himself in like as if he's talking to the killer, and it's it's so good, man. But the killer did make a major mistake in one of the crime scenes, though. So he took off his gloves, and he was placing these pieces of glass in the victim's corneas, in the corner of their eyes. And that was a big mistake because I think they do kind of find a partial fingerprint, even though
they get a partial print.
It goes nowhere because he's not been fingerprinted before.
Of one of the eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to,
no, go for it, man. Go for it.
Tom Noonan. So when he was auditioning, he was doing that scene with the slideshow.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And they had some woman in there. She was sitting in the chair while he was doing that scene, and she was terrified for real. Like it scared the shit out of her. And
I can imagine, man.
That's how he got the role. But it's very crazy, and they kept him away from the rest of the cast. So
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and he would sit like Tom Noonan really got into this. To the Dollar Hyde character, he would sit in the dark in his trailer, and and Michael Mann came into his trailer and said, "Can I sit with you, Francis?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can sit with me." So they sat in the fucking dark together. I just thought that's fucking crazy.
And what I read a story as well where he was focusing on some of the female cast members, so like just constantly staring at them just to put them under like unease.
Michael Mann probably told him this shit.
Yeah. The
You know?
final scene with Peterson, where we'll come on to later, but he jumps through the window. That's
Yeah.
the first time they ever met.
Yep.
They were kept, like you say, they were kept apart, and that fucking works, man, for the film.
It does, man. And also in that scene, like all the special effects guys had already left. So they were guerrilla style like filmmaking some of that shit. Like so you see the blood splatter and shit from some gunshot wounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like William Peterson was explaining that there was guys with hoses spitting ketchup through fucking hoses and shit on the walls.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had to just like Michael Mann. They said he was like a kid in a candy store. You know, just like he didn't have his special elite. You know, special
Right.
effects guys. You know, so.
And that final house was literally like near a real swamp in real life, because all that fog and all at the end is all real.
Yeah.
When they're kind of staking out the house
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But yeah, not to jump too far forward.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
But he does. No, you're
Yeah.
no, you're. I don't mean you did it. I was gonna say, so in order to get to the killer, he kind of needs the help of Hannibal Lecter. So he goes to see Hannibal Lecter, and he's kind of, they're playing like this cat and mouse game, a bit like
they respect each other, they admire each other.
Yeah,
I think they're fascinated by each other, kind of like in a way.
Yeah, they're both of a high intelligence, but
yeah,
Hannibal is obviously more.
Which this don't pertain to this film, but it's a great quote. I know I keep going to Red Dragon, but I'll go ahead and read it, man. Since we're
go for it, man.
But it's in Red Dragon. It's a great quote. Anthony Hopkins says, and he says, "Don't you understand, Will? You caught me because we are very much alike. Without our imaginations, we'd be like all those other poor dullards."
Yeah, great line. There's quite a few quotable lines in the next film as well.
Yeah.
But just the whole kind of cat and mouse with the killer. You've got so the Tough Fairy is kind of interacting with Hannibal Lecter, and they're kind of playing this game as well, where he enjoys the admiration. Hannibal loves the admiration he's given him, and he kind of looks, the Tough Fairy killer kind of looks up to Hannibal as kind of, that's where I'd like to be, kind of thing.
Right.
And they're interacting together, and Will's got to try, and it comes to a point where they got to break this code, where they got to find out, what they've been saying. Yeah.
In Hannibal's cell in his toilet paper roll, right?
His toilet paper, and what it says as well, pretty much is like, go and get Will's family and kill them. Is it like spare yourself but kill them, something like that? Which is kind of
spare yourself, kill them all.
Right? Yeah, but apparently on set that became a bit of an in-joke with the crew. They would be whispering that all the time during filming. There's some great shots of Graham as well, where he's on the plane and he's going over to to one of the crime scenes, but he falls asleep, where he's so intense, like into trying to find this killer, and he's so exhausted. And you've got the little kid next to him, and she sees all the fucking crime scene
freaking
photos,
out,
man.
like he's fell asleep with all the damn case files on his lap with all the pictures of the dead family.
That's man.
The Jacobys and the Leeds, right?
Yeah.
So also, man, you got to think 1986. So this was the time when Ted Bundy was in the news during this time.
Right. Yeah.
And also Brian Cox, he said that he was like, he's studying up on Peter Manuel. Now you would probably know better than me, but he was a Scottish, a serial killer in Scotland.
Right. Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I was reading up that the main case at the time was obviously Bundy, but this was inspired by BTK killer. And there was another guy as well. So Dennis Rader was BTK killer. He was not caught at the time. He was still fucking messing with
he didn't get caught till what, like
fairly recent years.
It was a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Long
yeah.
time.
In the 2000s, definitely. But no, this was actually based on another serial killer. I've got it written down here. Another guy called Dennis, funny enough. Let me try and work out the notes. I know I've got it written down here somewhere.
But
Go
but
on, go on.
but no, it's but like you got like Hannibal Lecter, like he is he really wants to kill Graham now though. It's like a game, like you said. Like so Graham caught him, so now he just wants to take everything from him. He just wants to take his life, his wife, his son, like he just don't
Yeah.
like and the
It's
shit with the
fucking
phone, that scene with the phone with
with Lecter, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. With the chewing gum trick. But no man. So you've got another guy comes into play. So when he was originally bringing Lecter to justice, there was this guy called Lanes. Like, so he's part of like the Tatlin. Is it Tatlin newspaper?
Yeah, the
And
National
he's
Tattler, right?
yeah, he's this complete asshole.
Yeah.
And while Will Graham was like afterwards recuperating after he brought Hannibal Lecter
The
down,
damn hospital, yeah.
he was taking pictures of him in the hospital and all that, so they don't
He
get
took
on at
pictures
all.
of his wounds and shit too, right?
Yeah, under the pretty much lifting up his blanket and taking pictures and
Yeah.
that, just like really,
Which today would be like, what is that?
creepy, I would say.
I'm
But
trying to think of what they're called here.
paparazzi, you mean?
The paparazzi, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So you've got the whole dynamic between them as well. They hate each other pretty much. But he's got to kind of like talk to him. He's got to let the killer know these different things, so he's got to go through lanes. But the way pretty much that Lanes guy dies is pretty horrific, man. It
I
is
liked
fucking
listening
brutal.
to what Brian Cox said though, because he's like, I'm just gonna say like he said, like, because people come to him and they're like, "Oh, you're the first Hannibal Lecter," and he said, "I never looked at that," like, because Anthony, he said, I didn't get paid enough, but I
Right.
appreciate the film that I'm in, and he wasn't taking anything from Anthony Hopkins, but he said he kind of gave Hopkins props too. He said, anyone who is too clever has to be a bit nasty. And my theory is they have to be played by a European. So, and,
Okay. Yeah.
talking about Hannibal Lecter is what I'm
Yeah, both British, yeah. Actors. I think Cox does as good a job as you can without, no one's gonna beat
You
Anthony
can't really
Hopkins.
compare
No,
to me.
you
Now,
can't.
he plays him a lot colder, I feel like, in a way. He looks more of a psychopath than
Yeah.
to me. But I think Hopkins plays him, it's more like, especially in Silence, it's more like a romantic type of side with Starlin and everything.
Yeah, he's kind of more, humor. He's got a little bit more
A
humanity,
little more
I'd say.
humor. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, that there's a scene where the
But I'm not
killer.
taking nothing away from Brian Cox at all.
Oh no,
I
he's
think he does great.
I think he's
He don't have enough
superb.
scenes. That's the thing. He don't have enough scenes, I don't think. But
I'm glad that it wasn't Hopkins who played him in this film, because I do
yeah,
think Brian Cox, it just works. But the killer kidnaps then Lanes, doesn't he? He kidnaps him, ties him up to this wheelchair, glues him to this wheelchair,
yeah,
and pretty much just fucking tortures him and then fucking sets him on fire, man.
yeah.
It's
He makes him watch the slides and
it's
of the
just,
families, and he's got him shitting his pants, probably.
it is so fucked up, because
Yeah,
the whole thing, he doesn't even want to open his eyes to see what the killer looks like. And then when he does, you've got Tom Noonan who plays the killer. You've got this kind of fucking, like, what would you call it? Like, on his head.
it's like pantyhose. What I thought.
Yeah, like pantyhose on his
But
head.
did you notice, like, there's one scene where Tom Noonan, he does this, he's doing like this, and it's like the Baphomet,
Okay.
as
Yeah.
above, so below, you know?
Right. Okay.
because this
Yeah.
dragon painting is actually referenced from the Book of Revelation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because there's
he's
the whole
basically calling
code of that.
himself the devil, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, the whole kind of backstory with him as well, Dollarhide. He was pretty much like completely child like abuse against him. He was beaten as a young kid,
yeah,
and even so much as like Will Graham's character actually feels sorry for him at one point, which is really strange, isn't it? Because he's so much in, like, Will Graham gets so much into like tracking him down and into his mindset, yet he still feels
becoming
sorry
him.
for him. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if you think about it, Dollarhide is becoming and evolving, right?
right.
Into the dragon, and he's pissed off that they're calling him the Tooth Fairy, by the way. And
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah,
then Graham is evolving into him, like trying to catch him, like he's got to separate it. He can separate it, but he's still, I mean, he's stressed out, like, you know what I mean, like trying to separate his imagination, it's
yeah, yeah.
wild as hell. So
We don't even see Dollarhide to like an hour. We get to like
damn
an
near,
hour
yeah,
into the film. Yeah, which is like 40. I think he comes on view after 40 minutes of Red Dragon, which is a little bit earlier.
yeah,
But when we do see him, he's working in this kind of photo lab where they develop film. You've got Reba, who's his blind kind of assistant, or she works in the same place. And
yeah.
then you've got the whole dynamics between them two as well, which is really fucking freaky. Um, I don't know. I find all that stuff chilling because she's blind, and she can only go by what I think she mentions at one point that he's got like a cleft lip. I think I'm not. I think it's this one, and although it could be Red Dragon,
It's
I'm not
both of
sure.
them. It's both
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because Red Dragon does play a lot, which we'll come into. A lot of the scenes exactly the same.
It does, but it adds, like we said, it does do a few things that I appreciate.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely mention them as well. But
Yeah,
there's kind of a backstory of where she was young. I think she became blind when she was 7, but at 5 years old, she'd actually seen this tiger, and then she's kind of saying to herself, "Well, I can't remember. Obviously, I'm blind. I can't really remember what they look like." And then you've got the whole story where Dollarhide takes her basically to the zoo where this tiger's I think he's having a tough pulled or something. And
yeah,
that tiger was actually sedated in this one, but
yeah,
he wasn't in Red Dragon. He was fucking,
yeah.
which is crazy, man, because
Just
the
trained.
laws had changed. Yeah.
Yeah,
So fuck, man,
yeah.
that's
Pretty,
creepy as
pretty
hell.
nuts. Pretty
Um,
nuts.
always creeped me out, that scene as well. But
It is unsettling for sure.
it
No doubt.
is, yeah, and you've got the sexual relationship between them as well.
It's
him and
like
Reba.
it's like, and she's can't come into Dollarhide's life or whatever, and it's like his only humanity that's left, and like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he's tormented by this other shit, like
Because he hates the way he looks, So meeting a blind woman, an attractive blind woman, is perfect
yeah,
for him. But he's got a lot of self-hate. There's like this appreciation thing going on with him as well. But it all stems back to, like I say, that childhood trauma.
Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah, yeah, go on, man.
I've kind of put them off for a minute. Let's see. From Parts Unknown says great in Tom Savini's remake of Night of the Living Dead. Tony Todd, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
Chris C in here, Evening Savages.
What's up, man? My slasher dude, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We got Anthony's Horror More. Oh, he's been in here. He's talking to other people. My bad. Anyway,
yeah, he's still, I was gonna say he's still in, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. The Hannibal TV series was shockingly good. I liked it until the last season. I didn't like the last season. So
I've never seen it, and
yeah.
I mean, at some point I'm gonna have to go.
And then they didn't finish it. So
yeah, you said that before.
It was just canceled. So it's kind of
I
But
don't know. I just kept away from it for a reason. I think I just want to remember these
no,
like 5
that guy
films.
plays Hannibal good too, though. I
Does
gotta
he
give it.
really?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Is that a young Hannibal though, or is it?
No, he's working with Will Graham before.
Oh, see, you make me want to watch it now, man.
Before Will Graham finds out, kind of shit.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. We got Chris says, "Yeah, I love the Hannibal series with Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good. He's
Yeah.
not bad. The Hannibal show was amazing. They did the Red Dragon and Hannibal storylines in that show as well. So fucking great. Yeah, I didn't like the fourth season though. I don't know. Let's see, Hatchet 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those, but
I'm not, but I do like Tony Todd in them.
yeah, I like
But
Tony Todd.
yeah,
And pretty much anything I've seen him in. Chris says, I have the book Red Dragon my mom got me for a present. Cool.
I've not read the book, but I need to. I think.
Let's see, William Peterson had a small role in our favorite film, Thief, as a bartender. Yeah.
Yeah. Same director as well.
Let's see, Thief might be his best film. Who? Michael Mann?
Yeah, that's what he's on about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Could be.
I've not seen Thief, and I've seen Heat.
Thief's great.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's just
Great.
like, yeah, it's not to be taken too seriously, that one, no, I don't think. But
You've seen Thief?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, is it Thief? No, Heat. I've seen Heat, not Thief.
No, Thief is great too, man. Really is.
I've heard a lot of people say.
Wild Wrangler says, good review of Terrifier 2, Chris. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, guys? Got Hollow Notes in here. What's happening, man?
What's up, man? Yep. Nice to have you in, yeah.
Let's see. Hopefully, Vinegar Syndrome releases the full extended version of The Keep this Black Friday. Yeah.
I know a lot of people have done the pre-order for that.
Yeah, they somebody leaked it early, right? From what I remember.
Yeah.
So we got. I have the Anchor Bay DVD of Manhunter. It's been at least 20 years since I've seen it.
It's got a shitty release in the UK. That's just.
Well, this is what I got. That's the one I got.
Crazy. It's just got a commentary, and I think it might have a couple of.
It has some special features on it.
Yeah, there's like 2 and then really short interviews, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the special features. It wasn't too bad.
I'd buy a 4K of this, like in a fucking heartbeat.
I mean, it's worth it because the cinematography is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the fucking music design as well.
The score, everything, the cast. I mean, it's damn near perfect film. Let's see, Gore Guts. What's up, fellas? What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
Let's see, Criminal Minds. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking it was called Manhunter, but it's Criminal Minds. Let's see, there might have been a Manhunter show too. I don't know. See, love the tiger scene. Love Tiger since I was a child. Love Criminal Minds teleseries.
Yep. I'll have to watch that, I think.
Lost Boys remake of 2025. I liked the first season. I don't know. I kind of fell off after the first season. For me, but James to William, back off, pal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Remakes, no bueno on that parts. Okay. Don't like too many remakes. Tom Noonan was an easy money with Rodney Dangerfield and Joe Pesci.
Oh, okay.
I know I've seen that. I've seen a lot of Rodney Dangerfield. That's my favorite comedian of all time. Let's see. I figured he is also in Fear.
He plays the father in Fear, which I forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
William
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Living down in L.A. Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah.
I just got Sorcerer with Schrader. Let's see. Yep. All right, I'm gonna have to pause the chat for a second. Yep.
Oh yeah.
But I got a place held. So, but
right, yeah, we're getting quite a few comments, which is good.
Yeah,
anyway.
getting quite a crowd in here too, man. We got like 9 in here right now, but that's cool. It's cool.
Nice,
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna probably be mentioning quite a bit in the next film as well, in terms of like they're almost identical, some of the scenes.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how far you want to go with this one. But we've gone pretty far, to be honest.
Yeah.
I suppose we gotta spoil it really. We gotta mention that final scene as well.
I will say though, like, so I didn't mention this, that scene with Lecter and Will Graham.
Yeah.
With Brian Cox and William Peterson, that scene took 3 days to shoot. The first time he comes to the cell, and I did want to talk about that, the way that looks. Everything looks sterile. It looks
white.
it looks like a fucking hospital environment or some shit. Everything's
It
clean.
does, yeah.
And then like Silence of the Lambs, or it's complete fucking opposite, right? It's like a fucking dungeon, or even Red Dragon. It's like in a dungeon and shit. But like I said, Michael Mann's real meticulous with the symmetry, with the shapes. He did he chose, like with the cinematographer, the way he was explaining was, yeah, I shot it all, but Michael Mann had complete fucking control. He told him exactly how he wanted it shot. When he's shooting through the bars, like he shot it specifically so he could edit with the bars. So he could make cuts exactly where the bars. I thought that was fucking cool. I thought that was
cool. Yeah.
Like, because you go back and forth between Graham and Lecter's, through the bars. Go back and watch that scene. It's fucking, that's a brilliant way to do it, to edit,
Absolutely, man. Yeah. But the whole kind of, I love the ending to this more than like Red Dragon as well. Where they're kind of, I don't know.
I won't say I like it better. I don't think I like one over the other. I'm glad Red Dragon did something different,
Yeah. Well, I was going to say a lot of it. Red Dragon is kind of maybe about an hour and a quarter, like does its own thing, but there's, maybe I'm giving it too much, but I was going to say at least half hour of like 45 minutes are just the same shit. Might
it's
even
the same
be more.
story though, it's hard to not.
Yeah, but it's literally scene for scene. Like, even some of the stuff they say is exactly the fucking same.
Some of the dialogue,
I don't see the point of that.
Well, they pulled from the book as well, like, so
right, yeah.
So Ted Tally. Well, we'll get into it when we get to Red Dragon. And
yeah. I want to mention the music in this as well. There's some great songs. So there's one song, "Strong as I Am," that comes into play towards the end. But the actual one, there's one song that I think they tried to get. So this real serial killer back, who I think Michael Mann was kind of studying at the time.
Yeah.
I think he had some kind of interaction with him as well. And he was this complete nut job who would so he would play this song and he would say, so one of his victims or future victims, that it was his girlfriend when it wasn't, and they had this song together, and that's brought on. They play it towards the end of the film as well, and it's fucking great. The end scene where you got the music and all that when he comes through the window.
You talking about In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida?
Yeah.
I love that fucking song. That's an Iron Butterfly.
Yeah, Iron Butterfly, man. That's so fucking effective in this film.
It is, especially that scene, man. Yeah.
I love that scene, just him coming flying through the fucking window, man.
Yeah. I wanted to like use that, but I know I couldn't do that shit for the intro. Like, there's no way.
Right. Yeah.
They shoot my ass down quick.
The song at the end credits as well, called "Heartbeat," fucking killer song as well, man. Yeah. I find myself like singing that over and over when it comes.
The story about In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, don't you?
No, go on.
It was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden.
Oh yeah. The
dude was tripping. He was tripping on acid, like hardcore.
Yeah.
They did the song live, and he and I gotta love you. He's all
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the director does mention it. Yeah, a little
No,
bit.
I mean I heard that way long time ago. Like I didn't even know. I didn't hear it from this. Just
Oh, right.
I just knew that shit from growing up, like hearing about it. But
Checking my notes now, see I haven't missed anything. But
yeah, hopefully we did Manhunter justice.
man, everyone should literally. Oh man, I just said then, but everyone should go out and watch this if you've not seen it before.
Yeah, go watch Manhunter.
Manhunter is super.
Tonight at 8:00.
It does sound like a TV episode. But I do want to mention, right? So the serial killer it was based on was a guy called Dennis Wayne Wallace, and Michael Mann had all his records, of all like everything from when he was like an infant. He was beaten up as well as a child. This guy had low self-esteem issues. His victims so the victim becomes a predator to this guy, and he had this alter kind of ego as well. So that's the main reason. But like I say, it's kind of a coincidence. But BTK was called Dennis as well, Dennis Rader, which is kind of a little bit based on that as well.
I was hoping you was gonna know more about this other guy, man. Peter Manuel.
Who's that?
The Peter Manuel serial killer that Brian Cox said he referenced.
That's weird for me that I don't know someone.
Because he's from Scotland.
Yeah.
He killed like 7 people.
Oh, you want to bet the Sony Bean case? The cannibal
His
case.
name was Peter Manuel, is all I know. And he killed 7 people. He had no moral compass, just like Lecter.
That sounds to me like it's the Sony Bean guy. Yeah, it could be the same guy. I'd have to do a bit of research.
I think it was in the 50s, though.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. But that's what Brian Cox, I was listening to an interview with him talking about it. That was like his main source material to play the character.
I'll definitely have to look into that.
Yeah.
Because the one guy, Dennis Wayne Wallace, so he had like this fascination in puberty with electricity. This is like another guy was based on. And what he would do is he would get the fork and he would plug it into like the socket in the wall and get electric shock, like for some kind of.
He got his kicks off that shit.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He got his kicks off it, which is crazy when you think about it.
Man, you got to be real fucking bored, man.
Man, I wouldn't. Who would want to do that, man? Just fucking.
I mean, there's obviously something wrong with that fucking guy, man, to do that.
Yeah. But like you say, William Peterson, he did have to understand all the police procedurals and all the FBI behavioral science unit he studied and all that, like Dirk said earlier. Joan Allen, who plays the blind woman, she did actually do a lot of research as well into her role, and she fucking nails it as blind.
I forgot to mention, she went to the Blind Institute in New York, and she also walked around New York blindfolded.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was really getting into the role. I was listening to her interview as well. And so, by the way, in case y'all don't know who Joan Allen is, she was in Face Off 1997. Yeah. She's also in the Born Supremacy, at least 2 of the Born Supremacy films. I know she was in Peggy Sue Got Married.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, she's a great actress, man.
Oh man, I think she's by far the best Reba for me out the 2, which was
Well, we're gonna get into Red Dragon here in a minute.
Oh yeah. I mean the film. This one cost $11 million at the time, so I would imagine pretty big, decent budget for the time.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I'm gonna rate this, it's gonna be a high 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
That's what I mean. I'm worried now whether Silence is even gonna fucking top this for me, but because I haven't seen it for a while. Yeah. So stay tuned in 2 weeks and we'll see. Even Hannibal, which was my favorite of the series, I'm fucking in 2 minds now whether Manhunt is fucking got there for me. It's yeah.
It's a great film. It really is, man. I got to give it a 8.5 out of 10 for me.
That's fair. Like that is really fair.
It's solid. It's a solid movie, man. It really is. Like,
you've probably seen it. How many times would you say you've seen it?
I've seen Manhunter a lot. Yeah.
Like half a dozen or more. Yeah.
Yeah, probably so throughout the years. Yeah.
Do you know the first time you seen it? Was you like me, where you were like, "Oh, I think this is a good film," and then it went up for you, or did you just have the same, like, how you feel now?
I've
like,
seen it on cable, like way back in the day.
Okay, yeah,
like on HBO or Cinemax, one of them.
So you've always felt the same, like, it's like an 8.5.
No. Like after digging into it and this time, like I just, it's been a while since I'd seen it though. So
I think it helps when you do actually research all the kind of backstories.
Yeah, when you start digging into the bits
in the book and all that,
seeing what these people went through to make the film and all that shit, like it steps it up, Like,
but I will say, and I don't want to keep going on about the same thing. I will say, I think William Peterson, like, Oscar-winning performance for me.
I can't believe he got shit on like he did by the critics.
No, that fucking surprised me when you said that, because I've never heard that before. But
yeah, I mean, I got
crazy.
It. I did write that down. I thought I wrote.
I don't see how he could have played that part any fucking better than he does. There's no way, man.
Let's see. They said that. Well, one of the reviews said the lead character was in question. That's questionable.
That blows my mind.
Questionable to choose him for the lead, basically. And I was like,
right.
What the hell? Like, I don't know, dude. I thought he did pretty damn good. But
I'll even go as far as to say I think it's at least as good as, like, Jodie Foster in Silence.
Now, I will say this now. Like, I'm not going to say the performance is better, but I will say the character. I like Will Graham more. I like that character more than I like Starling.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I like Will Graham better. Like, I like the character more. There's more
to
that.
I think it's a better performance, but
it's a better. I wasn't going to say performance, but I'll say the character is more interesting. You know what I mean? Like, everything. There's more layers to that character to me.
Right. And she did win an Academy Award, didn't she, for that as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me to say, yeah.
She won Best Actress and he won Best Actor. So
that's crazy that even though they won't say it's a horror film, I know we're going to mention it in 2 weeks' time, but how well that did at the fucking Oscars is just crazy when you think about it.
Best screenplay, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything, didn't it? Music. I think quite a lot of different categories.
Yeah. Well deserved too, I feel like.
Oh yeah. I mean, the next stream we do, you've got 2 fucking classics as well. So I'm gonna be like crowing about them as well.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's Manhunter, 1986. You never seen it, and you love Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal, and I highly recommend it, man. Check it out.
Yeah, and if you're in 2 minds or you've seen it before, like, the way I would say to watch this is, like, settle down for like a 2-hour, go in like knowing it's going to be a slow burn, and just get, nice little fucking storm outside, nice little atmosphere going. For me, it's superb. But that's all I'm going to say, man. I just fucking love that film. It's gone. I'm
gonna go through the comments right quick, and then we'll get on.
Yeah.
Get on to Red Dragon.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Anthony says, "Yep, I just watched To Live and Die in L.A. That movie was incredible, especially Willem Dafoe."
I need to see that. That's Friedkin's film.
It's a great fucking movie, man. I love that movie. Yeah, there's one scene. I'm not gonna ruin it, but there's a scene in that movie. Your jaw will hit the fucking floor.
I think. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure I've heard Uncle Bill say that as well.
Yeah,
I think he likes that film.
From Parts Unknown, The Mass Killers, aka Sweet Alice, Sweet Alice.
Yeah. I love Alice, Sweet Alice, man.
Great one. Willem Dafoe is a great actor. Yeah, sure. I really liked Philip Seymour Hoffman in that role as the dickhead reporter in Red Dragon. Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. That dude killed himself too, man. Kind of a bad deal.
Yeah, he died. What was he? What, 53? I think he like of a heroin overdose. I think he was found with 2 big, massive doses of heroin next to him.
Yeah,
That might be an occasion in where I think that's where Red Dragon, that character, is better in Red Dragon than it is in Manhunter, maybe. But yeah, there's an argument for that.
I think Anthony's right though. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he does play that reporter better.
Yeah, I would say that as well. That's one thing I will give to like Red Dragon.
Yeah. You owe me all. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a couple things, man. Ralph Fiennes, I don't mind him as Dollar Out. He's not as good.
He's not
But
as good
I
as
can't take
Luna.
nothing away from him either. Like,
No, he's fucking superb as well.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cinephile Sanity TV, Sean, what's going on, man? He says, "Good evening,
Hey,
guys."
what's
Yeah,
up, man?
what's happening? Sorry,
Hope
but
you got your channel back, man, because I know, yeah.
He says, "Sorry, but I'm on a new channel since my previous channel got terminated." Well,
That's crazy.
everybody sub up, man, to Cinephile Sanity TV. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. I'll sub up as well.
Yeah, as soon as this stream's done, I'll sub up. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody sub up to Sean, man. That sucks, dude. I know that sucks. Let's see. Evening, Sean. Hey, I shared your new channel on my community page. Awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll get it back, dude. Let's see. Thank you. Okay. All right. I think Manhunter is on Prime. I wouldn't doubt it.
Is that Amazon Prime he's on about, yeah?
Subbed your new channel a while back. Cool. You will get your accounts up, Sean. Yeah, for sure. Dirk and Darren, good evening. What's going on, wild guys, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Thief has Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great one, man. Thief is a really good movie.
I'll have to watch. Yeah, I need to see that one. It's got me interested now in Michael Mann as well, going back to a couple of the other films too.
Let's see. In the next 5+ years, I'll get the subs, but there are so many channels to remember. But I'm not one of them, and that just is what it is. Yeah.
Maybe fight for your old channel, see what they say. It might not hurt to just kind of just give them a load of bullshit, say you won't fucking
it's hard to get in touch.
It's hard to talk.
It's hard to communicate with YouTube though. It really is. 111 subs so far. Cool. Yeah. You'll get it, man. Let's see. And no one joining the streams, which is why I don't want to do any streams. So we'll see how this goes. But if people can't remember my channel, then that means it's going to be time to move on. Let's see.
Ooh, that's drastic, man. I wouldn't go that far, but
anyway, enough of that. Yeah, man. Like it's gonna work out, dude. Like it's all gonna work out.
All the people who followed you anyway.
Yeah,
they're gonna follow you back. So
yeah, it'll all fall into place.
And I mean, it's hard to get people in the chats when you're doing live stuff anyway, or doing watch-alongs. It is hard. I understand that.
Parts Unknown says have the Thief Criterion Blu-ray. We watch it a lot because it's our favorite James Caan film. Is this Russell, man? I think it's Russell.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
All right. Let me know if that's Russell, man.
Yeah, it could well.
Let's see.
Just by the way he talks, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. David, I really liked Hannibal Rising.
Yeah, and if you go back, I'm not sure if you were here from the start, but me and Dirk.
I do too, man. I liked it more on the second watch. Really did.
I might even have to get that release, or certainly get a release of it now.
I mean, I had to get it regardless. Like, I want to have everything in this franchise. You know,
I was gonna just let that one go, but now watching it again, I might have to pick it up. I might just pick it up on DVD though, used or something. But yeah,
let's see. In the Garden of Eden was the real. Yeah. Gotta go. You all have a great evening. You too, man.
And you,
be safe out there.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Don't take any wooden nickels. Let's see. They were only teens when they wrote that song. Yeah, they were out there, man. John List murders bases for the Stepfather film. Ah,
Okay.
okay. Let's see. Later, see if someone could link Darren's channel, that would be helpful since I don't remember the name.
It's QBoy2K5. I literally don't do nothing on it, to be honest.
Yeah, this is his channel too, man.
This is pretty much the one I'm
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Let's see. For parts, Will Graham is cool. Is a cool character. Yeah, he really is, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Later's Dirk, Darren, chat. Catch replay later. Appreciate you, man.
That has to be, because
Have a
of
good
the
one.
block. That's gotta be Russell. But have a good one, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got Allie in here. Hey, fellas. Hope you're both doing well. Yeah. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
What's up, Ali? Yeah.
Hope you're doing good too. Good to see
Definitely.
you. Just subbed to Cinephile Sanity TV. Cool. Yeah, man. Yeah. It all work out, man. It all work out. But yeah, man, I guess we'll get into this the Red Dragon.
Yeah.
And I don't need to read the synopsis because I already read it just a minute ago.
So this is pretty much a remake anyway, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it is. And this is the release I got. I got the Kino
oh, nice.
4K.
Yeah.
Which is actually has some pretty decent features for a damn Kino. Most Kinos don't have a lot. This one has quite a bit of shit on here, man.
That's gotta be the best release of this.
And it comes with the Blu-ray as well. So
nice, man. Yeah.
But I don't think it's reverse art. Nah, this one no.
Putting me to shame, yeah.
It's a solid one, man. It's a solid one. But no, I like that cover though.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
And like since we're like show that cover again. So we'll just go ahead and get that out the way. They were gonna do that in Manhunter. They were gonna do the tattoos.
Okay.
On Dollarhide. Have you seen those shots?
No.
Yeah, they actually shot some of this. They shot. There's a couple still photos you can see on that release you got. On the special features.
On Tom
actually
Newman.
On the cover. I mean.
Okay.
That's a real shot. But Michael Mann said he decided not to do that. Not to do
I'm glad they didn't do it. As much as I do like doing Red Dragon, I'm glad they didn't do it for Manhunter.
Yeah.
Because Manhunter, I just like the simplicity of Manhunter a bit more than this, and we will mention the differences and kind of what we like best out of the two.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad they didn't do it for Manhunter.
Yeah, so this one right here, man, it's considered better than Hannibal, but inferior to Silence of the Lambs. That's what like most people.
There's no fucking way. There's no way this is better than Hannibal to me.
That's what a lot of people were saying. And so I'll just go ahead and get this out the way. Darren, I don't know if you knew this or not, but
go on.
Edward Norton and Ralph Ralph Fiennes. Yeah, I always mess his name up.
Yeah.
So Edward Norton and Ralph Fiennes said they agreed to come on because of the screenplay writer, Ted Talley, the same guy that did Silence of the Lambs. Same guy. And they said that they liked the script, that it wasn't all just about blood. It was more that Silence of the Lambs was more about suspense. And that's why they didn't like Hannibal. Like both Ralph Fiennes and Edward Norton both said that. I was like, what the hell? But that's why they agreed to come on and do Red Dragon. But
I think they kind of spiraled because as they were getting, say, like Edward Norton, Anthony Hopkins, and that was just inspiring more and more actors to come on board because it's such a great cast. You've got to give it that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to shit all over it because I do like this film.
Yeah.
But it did go down a little bit. If you play it next to fucking Manhunter, There's no way this competes with Manhunter in any fucking way.
It does
Maybe
show.
maybe a couple of little pads, possibly, but
It does have some things that Manhunter don't do. So that's why I think you gotta see them both.
oh, absolutely. I
Um,
still a worthwhile film. I would never say to people don't watch this.
yeah,
And this is still I will when we come on to ratings, I will give this a decent rating as well.
yeah.
It's just maybe I shouldn't have watched them back to back because it just kind of put it down a little bit for
I
me.
did
But
too, but I mean, I take it for what it is. And this one right here made 209 million off of a $78 million budget, so it did really
shit,
damn
I
good.
didn't know it was done that well. Yeah,
It did
yeah.
really damn good. It reached number one in over 40 countries.
See, that kind of makes me sad in a way that Manhunter doesn't get the what it
It just
deserves. Then
it just
really,
didn't get the distribution, I guess, like that this one
yeah,
got, and that has to do with what Dino De Laurentiis, right?
yeah.
Because he's an American citizen and an Italian citizen.
Right. He had the
So
rights to the
he's playing the game the right way,
he had all the rights to the Hannibal Lecter character as well.
Right.
But yeah, that does kind of make me a little bit sad because if we want to go through the cast and we can certainly put
Yeah.
who we
You
think.
can't go wrong, man. Like Edward Norton is Will Graham. I mean, his debut film, Primal Fear. If you've never seen that,
Right,
like,
I'm not sure. I don't think I have.
nah, you'll love that movie. Check that
I've
movie
seen
out.
him in Fight Club and
No, you got to see Primal Fear, 1996. Primal Fear.
right. So
Fucking
is that a serial killer film again, or
yeah,
oh shit? I'm
it's
sure that's
great.
been on my radar at one
It's
point.
amazing. It's an amazing film. That's his debut film. As far as I remember, that's the first thing I ever saw him in, and I'm pretty sure that's his
So
first film.
does he play the same role? Like, does he play a detective as well?
No, no,
Okay.
he's being accused in that one.
Oh shit, that'd be
But
interesting. Yeah.
uh, and then like American History X came out in 1998. That's a great film as
Yeah.
well. Fight Club, The People versus Larry Flint. He did that in '96 as well, I believe. Rounders in '98. Man, I mean Edward Norton. He was in another one, The Score with Robert De Niro. Pretty good movie.
He was a massive at this time as well. He was kind of a really big thing. I don't know what happened to him. He's probably still acting, but I don't really hear of him now.
Right.
And it's a good performance, but it's not fucking William Peterson for me. That's what I like. I'm kind of like wish I never seen them back to back, but
he plays the role different. Like he's not going to. I mean, William Peterson's, in my opinion, he is the better Will Graham.
He is. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's close either. But obviously, Anthony Hopkins is the best.
So then we got to talk about Anthony Hopkins. So did you know that Queen Elizabeth II,
right?
She knighted Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, absolutely.
You knew that shit?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that shit.
He's pretty much like fucking royalty here anyway. Like,
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know he was knighted and shit.
He
crazy.
Got some strong links to Newport, where I'm from, as well, in South Wales. But he was born. I think he was born not too far from here as well.
Yeah. So I was like listening to him talk about it. He said that he has a routine that he does for every character he ever played, and what he does is he reads the script exactly 250 times.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. That's fucking insane.
So he knows it. So he knows it back and forwards all the way through.
And he doesn't ever go off the script either. He doesn't kind of put his own thing on it.
Well, he'll get with the director and talk to him and stuff.
Yeah. But he'll stick to that fucking script. He won't ad lib.
Right.
Yeah, it's a superb.
I mean, The Elephant Man, 1980, man. Like,
yeah, man.
That's the first time I've seen Anthony Hopkins. Was in The Elephant Man, David Lynch film.
Yeah.
He was. I haven't seen this one though, so I was going to ask you about this. Wait, no, he's in some BBC films and shit.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen The Bunker? He played Hitler in that one.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see that shit.
I know it's been on UK TV, so I've seen bits of it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a World War One or two film. Yeah.
He played the Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, made for TV film. I mean, he's been in all kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say this is the most iconic character.
I was gonna say he can play fucking anything. He's that good.
He really can. He's highly intelligent. I mean, you can tell. Like,
so you've got to give him slight. Well, when I say slightly, you've got to give him the over Brian Cox. He's definitely better.
There's more. He had more screen time too, though. Like,
Right? Yeah. He does have quite a bit of screen time in this one.
Yeah, they added scenes.
Oh, right. Okay.
So Thomas Harris got with Brett Ratner, and by the way, the director, we didn't even mention the director, but he did all the Rush Hour films and shit, which is odd to me. Like they get the guy that did Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. Like,
I'll be honest with you, right? So I was talking to Dirk off camera, but I listened back and I did notes on the commentary track, and that fucking Brett Ratner, man, he's so fucking annoying. He's kind of like a mix between Eli Roth and Adam Green, where they just everything he fucking does, he's just like giving himself compliments, pats on the back.
Well, he was,
and man, it's just you want to turn it off after a while, the commentary, but I stuck with it because I wanted to do notes for this.
Yeah, I watched the documentary that he, that's on this release with him and the making of the film, and he's got some cheesy. He brought Michael Jackson on the set and shit. And
he's like, just
there's a scene where I think Ralph Fiennes is holding her on the couch. He's holding what's her name? Reba. He's holding Reba on the couch, and he says, "Shut up, he'll hear you." And she says, "Who?" And he says, "Michael Jackson," or some shit. And I was like, "What the hell?"
Shit.
Because Michael Jackson was on the set watching that scene. And,
oh, you mean when they were doing the take of it?
Well, yeah, they did it. Did a take like that. I was like, behind the scenes.
I know a lot of the good scenes in this as well was shot by the fucking cinematographer or the second, I should say,
the same guy. Director. But you can see the strength of the directors. Like, I think it looks better, way better in Manhunter. Now there are some good shots in this. But
the production value is better than Manhunter, definitely.
It is, but to me, like, for what you're, I don't know, man. I think I love the cinematography of Manhunter better to me.
But I do. I like the blues in Manhunter. Like you say, there's different color themes, which I like. Yeah. This was what, 2002?
Yeah.
And it's just more, I don't know how you could benefit. Slick. I know you've got
It's real slick. Real polished.
Right, too fucking slick though.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know, like watching the 4K would be like. It would just look like a fucking. I don't know.
It looked great.
Yeah,
it looks great.
But did it still look like just polished as fuck, or?
Yeah, I mean it looks great.
I guess it's gonna look like that anyway, in whatever format.
But yeah, you got Ralph Fiennes in here, man, playing Dollarhide, but he's. One of his most iconic villainous roles would be he was in Schindler's List.
He
played a Nazi commander, Amon Goth, right? Have you seen Schindler's List, right?
Yeah.
Powerful movie.
It's a very powerful movie.
Strange Days. Nobody talks about that. I love that movie.
I've never seen that one.
1995. He's not a bad guy in that one, though. So.
That interests me.
And Spider, I forgot about that damn movie. Spider, 2002.
He's in Spider as well, is he?
I think he's the bad guy in Spider. Yeah.
I've not seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, he's like a serial killer in that one. So, if I remember right. I believe I'm right on
that. I think he does an excellent job in this. But it's like you say, when you compare the two, is it's
And he's a
difficult.
trained actor as well. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
tell like he's a Shakespearean type of actor and all this shit. Like he's. I do like when when he's talking to the reporter. You know,
yeah.
I think he's better at that part. I do think that
Okay.
he is better on that part where he's like, "You owe me all," but like before he says that, he's like, "You are an ant in the afterbirth" and all that shit. Like when he
Yeah.
goes on and he's like, and he's showing them the slides. I just think that he's better. I think he does better in that scene. Is all.
Okay. No, that's
Yeah, but
and he obviously does full male nudity in this as well. And he had no problems with that at all. They said on set, like
yeah,
he just had no issues. He just, you know, I'm not sure they needed that really. Did we need to see him naked? I don't know, but
yeah.
I
I don't.
I
I guess
guess
it
it
was
was
just
just
to
to
show
like show off the tattoo, which we didn't get in the last
that,
one.
and I think it was just because of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. Um,
What about Harvey Keitel? Do you think he's the best Jack Crawford?
no,
Or
no.
I
The
don't.
best,
I don't.
like, this is what I go back, man. Like, so he's a good Jack Crawford. He's okay. I don't even think I think he's probably the weakest. of,
Yeah,
them-
I
of
do
them.
as well.
But
Yeah,
Harvey Keitel, don't get me wrong, he's a great fucking actor now. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Bad Lieutenant, which I keep telling you, you need to watch Bad
I need
Lieutenant,
to. Yeah, I need to see
and
that one. Yeah.
fucking Taxi Driver. He plays the
Oh,
fucking
I've seen Taxi Driver. Yeah,
sport. He plays Sport the pimp in
yeah,
Taxi Driver.
yeah. That
Pimping
fucking film is
Jodie
crazy.
Foster out. Fucking crazy movie, man. But
I've not seen that for a while, man. I don't think I've even got a release of that. I need to get that Taxi
yeah,
Driver.
yeah, Taxi Driver,
Um,
man.
but you're gonna say that a lot in this with the credits in this film is like, so you got Emily Watson who plays this one's Reba,
And I'm not
and
familiar with too much that she was in. So if you know something, you can.
right, the one big one I like her in, there's a film called Appropriate Adult, and it's all about the Fred and Rose West serial killers from the UK.
Okay.
And she's fucking superb in that. She's good in this,
Yeah.
but I don't quite buy her character as much as I do in the last one. Probably because I know her face anyway, and I know she's famous, and maybe that took a little bit off it for me. But
See, I'm not real familiar with her, so like,
yeah, so it might work better for you then.
I mean, in this film, I mean, I guess she's big in the UK. Is that what it is?
Yeah, massive in the UK.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I wasn't
yeah.
really familiar with her too much, but I
I
mean, like,
think that kind of hurts it for me then. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I think she does a great job. I think the relationship, like, between her and Dollahide, I think
Yeah.
it's more fleshed out in this one. I think there's more.
There's a lot more to it in this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we also got to mention, like, we're not going to go completely because we just went through Manhunter. We're not going to go through everything, right?
No, we're just gonna mention the differences. Yeah.
So, there's more. It goes more into Dollarhide's abuse from his grandmother as well.
Right.
Like she's talking about stretch it out, and you want me to cut it off with a pair of scissors. It's like, whoa, shit, like.
So,
right.
did you realize his grandmother's voice? Who plays that in this film?
I recognized the voice, but I couldn't figure it out exactly.
Ellen Burstyn, yeah, from The Exorcist.
Shit. Okay, yeah, I knew that voice.
Yeah, I knew it straight away.
Yeah,
it's once you hear her voice, just you fucking know, man.
but like, there's things that's why I say you got to have both of these. You got to have them both. I think.
God, yeah. You've got to. You've got to compare the two. Some people will prefer this one. I know. Probably more than most will prefer this one.
Maybe
over Manhunter, but
maybe so. A lot of people like. Not Tasha though, surprisingly, and you know how she feels. She really don't like a lot of stuff that's older. Like that's not current, and she liked Manhunter more than Red Dragon. So.
Don't you feel Manhunter's definitely got the more kind of slow burn, a kind of more atmosphere in it, more
Yeah.
character driven. I think, even though this does,
I
does
think
have a lot of character
I
driven.
think Dollar Hyde is more fleshed out in this one, though. I will say that, like the character.
Yeah, because he comes on screen after 40 minutes of this one,
Yeah,
whereas it's an hour in Manhunter.
and
So
it's
there's
revealing a
definitely
little
more.
more about
Yeah,
him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Than
yeah.
it does, which I do like that in Manhunter because you don't know a lot. Like I do kind of like that too. You know,
Yeah, I can see that where it works both ways. Yeah,
but
yeah,
Dollar Hyde in this one, I do like the fact like because he's finally like found him a girl or whatever, right? He's
yeah.
got his woman, and he goes to the damn museum and he eats the fucking painting to try
Right.
to
So
protect her. I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy, man. Like,
that's from the book as well. Apparently, that's in the book.
that's a great scene, dude. Like,
Yeah.
really,
They thought about doing that in Manhunter, but they went
yeah.
against the idea.
Um, but yeah, and
You got
Hopkins said that he chose to play this one with more danger and more dangerous, more rage. Uh, Hannibal Lecter.
right, because he did come back under some certain conditions, didn't he? He wanted the character to be kind of different,
Yeah,
not different in the way he was with Silence of the Lambs, but he wanted to play it kind of a
you
little
got
bit
to
more.
think too, Hannibal,
Yeah,
because this
yeah.
is a year after Hannibal.
Oh
So,
god, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
right.
So, but
Um,
he was kind of done after Hannibal, but they did kind of coax him back into it. But when you're talking about different kind of scenes, like the opening, completely different to Manhunter. So you've got Hannibal Lecter, and he's at this opera house. And this scene is fucking great, man, because when they're all sat around his dinner table with the musicians, and the one musician mentions that fucking the one's gone missing, and we pretty much know that he's fucking fed that
yeah,
fucking
they're all
musician to
eating
them.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is a
and like
great
when
scene.
I put it in the intro where he's sitting there watching that woman take a bite, and then when
Yeah.
she does take a bite, he smiles real big, like it's
Yeah. It is
because she
great.
loved it the way he made it and shit. Like,
Yeah. You've got to give it, man. That's a great opening scene.
yeah, man, it's good shit. But yeah,
It's
man. Let's see. Let me catch the chat right quick.
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, we're caught up pretty much. I got Wild Wrangler says Dirk and Darren. Have y'all seen National Lampoon's Men in White, 1998? Men in Black comedy parody. No, I haven't
I've
seen it.
not even heard of that one.
No, I haven't.
No, I've not even heard of that one, man.
But yeah, man, I would, like I said, I wasn't gonna go too crazy on Red Dragon. Like I just wanted to point out some of the differences.
Yeah.
I love like so. I watched the behind the scenes on the guy when they put the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they set him on fire. That's a
That
real
was
dude.
real. That was a real dude. Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah, man. They put like the suit on him, but he had like this fire retardant, like it looked like leotards or some shit. And then they put like this fire gel, and then they put this other suit on top of that, and then they cover him in that fire gel shit that's supposed to be fireproof. And dude,
right. So
they showed it on this release. They show it.
Oh man,
behind the scenes, and he's on fire for a good minute. He's like moving his arms and shit because in Manhunter, that's just like a dummy, I assume.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so on the commentary track, the director mentions that guy was actually in the wheelchair in this film.
Yeah.
And then the guy on the commentary track with him, who's something to do with production or whatever, turned around and he says, "You sure?" And he goes, "Yeah." Even he was shocked that some fucking guy was put in a wheelchair, the other guy.
Yeah, dude, he's on fire for a minute too, because they light him on fire and they wait for him to get fully engulfed before they push the wheelchair.
I'm telling you, those guys don't get fucking the money they deserve, man.
And I mean, he had like 2 little pinholes he could see out of, you know. And I was
Yeah,
thinking to myself, how in the fuck did his eyes not get burned? You
you would
know,
have to be on some kind of fucking death wish or something to do that job, man. Yeah, crazy.
yeah, it's pretty damn hardcore, man. It's a certain type of individual. Mad respect to the stuntmen
Yeah, look at
in
Kane
cinema.
Hodder, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kane Hodder got badly burnt, didn't he?
right. They don't get enough credit though, man. They really don't.
They don't. They don't. I was gonna mention, though, how do you feel about the scene where it pretty much shows Will Graham how he captures Hannibal Lecter in this film? What do you think about that? Because this comes pretty early on as well.
When he catches
Um,
them,
yeah, with the
I
book.
love that shit.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Yeah.
And I mean, they talk about it in Manhunter, and that's what I was saying. Like, and they actually show it in Red Dragon.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, and I mean, I recommend watching the show. Uh, you know, maybe not the 4th season. I mean, I guess you can, but
The only
like they didn't
thing for
finish.
me,
They didn't finish the series. That's one thing that pissed me off about it. But
right, it's a lot of time. That's the only thing for me. You've got to
yeah,
invest a lot of time in those.
yeah,
Plus, I don't want to cloud any of these films either. But
no. But you know,
but
I
that
can
scene
separate.
is great. That where they both kind of get like severely injured as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then it's got you kind of Lecter gets found guilty, doesn't he?
yeah. He's got him. He's got him dead to right. Like he's almost psychic like in a way. Will Graham.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But and so is Lecter though. Like because he'll be saying shit that like just by like observing and looking at somebody, right?
right, yeah,
Just like knowing fucking everything about him. You know,
yeah,
especially when we get into next week, the next uh in 2 weeks, right?
right,
When
yeah.
we
It's
get on
gonna
Silence
be.
of the Lambs, like he dissects Agent Starlin. So
I'm not sure how my rating's gonna go for that, man.
right.
I know I love those two films. I know that much, but we'll see what how the ratings go. But he's asked, didn't he? So he's asked early on. Will Graham in this film is like, "How did you catch Hannibal Lecter?"
Yeah.
And he comes out with a great line. I let him kill me.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking great. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the
Yeah, that
stuff in
damn
this one.
warden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Lecter keeps messing with him about. You know, he's like, you caught me because you're just like me. But then Graham's like, no, I caught you because
Right.
your flaw is you're insane. That's
Yeah.
your flaw.
Because he says to him, didn't he? Like, do you think you're better than me now you've caught me? Does that mean
Yeah,
you're more
he said you think
intelligent,
you're smarter than me.
smarter than me? That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great line as well.
Right.
But like you said earlier, it does show a lot more of the childhood abuse angle with this one as well, with the Dollarhide's character, and because he got
And
like a
this
scrapbook journal as well of all kind of Lecter's killings that he keeps. And
I'll say on this release too, there is a guy that's on from the FBI, legit from the FBI profiler, and he was
okay,
he was explaining that like he's talked to Charles Manson, he's interviewed a bunch of serial killers, and he said he would go in late at night, they'd be unprepared, but they never refused him to interview them, and he said he would trigger their imaginations to get them to talk because he was trying to come up with a tool that the FBI could use to actually profile serial killers. I thought it's pretty damn interesting. It's on this release. It's solid though. Like I should have got that guy's name, but it's pretty damn interesting. But
yeah, consider like it's fairly new, really, when you think about, like we mentioned with the last film, profiling.
Yeah,
like mid '86 or mid '80s was only just becoming a thing. Fucking crazy when you think about it now. That's
I mean,
the
think
first
about
thing they
all
do
the
now.
years and how many people got away with murder.
Oh God, if you go
You know?
back to if you go back to the fucking 1800s, even there
Right.
was mass serial killers then,
Yeah.
just the fucking same, but we just don't know about them. which
Yeah.
it's kind of fucking scary if you think about it. And it was easier even back in the 70s and 60s. It was easier to kill people and get away with it. There's
Right.
no CCTV. There's no fucking DNA.
Not as many cameras.
Right. If any at the time, yeah.
Right.
But some of the differences in this, you got the scene with Hannibal Lecter in the exercise yard as well, or kind of, it's not really a yard, is it? He's indoors.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes a week.
Yeah.
In that one gymnasium kind of deal.
Yeah, and he fucking, there's like a sign, you don't really see it, do you, where you can't step over a certain distance, but he comes right up close and then kind of makes you jump a little bit.
Right.
That's a decent scene. And there's a backstory, like I mentioned earlier, with Reba when she's on about the tiger and all that.
Yeah, I didn't understand that though. Like when she's like rubbing on the tiger, she rubs on his balls and shit.
What was all that about? I don't know.
I have no idea, dude. Like
I
that's
mean,
probably that director. It's got to be that director.
Yeah.
You know,
that tiger was fucking not even sedated, mine, because they had the trainer at the one end with food for it. There's no fucking way I'm going in the same room as that fucking tiger.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. He's not gonna bite you.
No, everything will be fine.
Not until he does, you know.
No, just twist his bollocks a little bit, and he'll be friendly towards you.
He's gonna rub his nutsack while you're doing
yeah.
Man, he likes that.
No fucking. You couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me enough to even fucking attempt that.
Oh Lord, man. Well, we got Rat Hammer in here, man. He says Red Dragon is a Brett Ratner joint, the same director as the Rush Hour movies. Yeah. He also did The Revenant, which I will give him credit, man. I do like The Revenant. A lot of people shit on it.
I didn't even know he directed that.
Yeah, I like The Revenant though, and a lot of people give it a lot of shit, but I dig it, man. I thought it was good.
That got pretty good reviews, I think, over here. But
yeah, I mean, he did The Juror too, 1996. I don't know if you ever saw that one with Demi Moore and it's like a court type film, but she's like a juror and like somebody, one of the Baldwin, I think it's Michael Baldwin, like trying to get her not to. Or some shit, like, you know, it's been a while.
Like a courtroom drama, basically, yeah.
Yeah, thriller, I'd say too.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get her not to you know, say somebody's guilty or some shit. Kind of threatening her in a way.
Yeah.
But
in regards to the director again, Brett Ratner, did you think what I thought? I think they just got him on the cheap. They know he was fucking cheap, man. Because he
was a big director. Like, you think about the Rush Hour movies, man. He made a ton of money. I was
going to say he's never done anything fucking like in this genre before.
Right.
Which is like, why put him in to this?
I don't know what that was about, but
he's almost like a director for hire, I would say.
He's definitely he was definitely big during that time, though, I would say.
You know? Yeah, for comedy, but it's I don't know. I find it a weird choice. I think, I don't know what it is.
And then The Revenant is like completely different than any of that shit.
Is that the one with DiCaprio? Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a damn drama. I mean,
that was a big fucking film. That was when it came out.
It's massive, but yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got on Red Dragon.
There's a few more differences. So you've got Lecter when he bargains, like, because he wants to have dinner and a show. There's that.
Oh scene. Yeah.
How do you feel about Reba when it's implied that she's giving Dollar Hide fucking a head?
Oh yeah, it shows it actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could have done without that, surely, man.
No, I don't. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to see that, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, pretty much up until the ending, and then all the endings completely different, innit?
The endings switched around a little bit. Like he, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody watching this has seen this, so I'm assuming if you haven't, spoiler alert, you know. I guess I'll do the damn thing right quick. Shit, man, you know. Shit. I always gonna do the whole thing. But anyway, like so at the end, he fakes his own death, basically.
Right.
And then was he kill the coworker instead? He killed him earlier, and then he like shot him with a shotgun. So the house is on fire and shit with Reba, and she says he's dead. And then he comes after Will Graham at his house, and at the very end. So,
I got an echo. I can hear an echo. I was going to ask you the big question. Yeah, can you hear the echo? Shit. Oh, it might have gone now. Yeah, it's gone. So, the Dario Argento opera fucking ending, I call it, where the fucking body's burnt.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that?
I didn't really think about it too much. You know.
I wonder if Dario Argento got that from fucking. So when would the book have come out? Like Manhunter was before opera, wasn't it? But I don't know if the book was the book.
The book was 81.
So did Dario Argento steal that from the fucking book?
I don't know. I mean, there might have. I mean,
it's kind of. It's not exactly similar, but it's kind of. You know, with the fire and.
It could have been done in somewhere else, though. You know, like.
Yeah. I'm just saying it does seem a bit of a coincidence, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's the first thing I thought when I seen that.
Right.
It's a good film. It's still, to me, I still feel it didn't need to be made, this one, but
I don't know, man.
What it is.
I think it's justified considering some of the scenes that you wouldn't have got, you know.
Yeah. He was told as well. Director was told to make this a bit more like Hitchcock, which I didn't really get, but maybe a little bit in some places. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got.
I did see where Dino De Laurentiis he said that people thought he was crazy for adapting this film from the book when it's already been done. You know,
I would have said so as well. Yeah,
but he said nah. He knew he could make a ton of money doing that shit. So,
and they did. Yeah, that's the thing. This, I don't know. Maybe it's just seeing them back to back. I shouldn't have done it, but like Manhunter's by far the fucking best film. By far, I'd say.
Yeah, out of these three for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd actually say it's out of four of them. It's the best.
It's going to be interesting, man, when I do that, when we do the whole ratings of the next one to see how they all fare, because Hannibal and Silence of the Lambs, like spoiler alert, but they're going to be at least 9s.
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, who knows? Yeah. Possibly 10, some of them. But
yeah, Silence is a 10 for me all day.
Yeah, no, it's going to be difficult.
That's no mystery.
So. I would have said I'd put it below Hannibal, but I'm just fucking weird, like I say. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. But no, it's still a great, first 3 films to start off the kind of story. I know they're not first 3 in order, but you can not do much wrong watching these 3 in a row.
Nah, man. Like, and I would put this, and I consider this a horror franchise. I really do.
No, it is.
It's not your run-of-the-mill horror franchise like Freddy or Jason or Michael. But I would say that, man, this could compete with a lot of different horror franchises. This never gets mentioned in that category.
No, it doesn't.
Of horror franchise.
And like we're mentioning, there's 5 films and not one of them are bad. Like in our opinion, anyway. I know people will have. They will think Hannibal Rising is kind of the weakest one of the bunch, which we do think, but we do like. So, and like some people don't like it at all. But yeah, you can't say that about Texas Chainsaw. You can't really say that about most of the franchises. They usually go one bad. There's
gonna be some shitters in there.
Yeah. Whereas I'm glad they've just kept it as it is. They haven't done nothing else since. I know they've done a TV series, but I need to give that a proper watch before.
And it's not bad either. I mean, except the 4th season, I didn't like I keep saying that, but
it's that and the Bates Motel one I've not seen, and I've
heard really good shit about that.
Yeah, I've kind of always heard good things about the 2 of them, and just never
Yeah.
Never invested the time, to be honest. But and I don't want to take anything away from these 5 films. I think that's what I kind of want to remember. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next 2 now when we do them in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be bangers, as everyone knows. And we got that big Arrow set as well. So I know
Yeah.
Dirk's going to be fucking diving into that, man.
Yeah, man. I'll be all over it.
That's going to
Silent,
be
like I said, I was saying it again. Silence of the Lambs is huge nostalgia, but it's also my 4th favorite film of all time. So
yeah, we're gonna fucking be talking like about that big time.
Anthony says, I can't wait to hear you guys discuss Hannibal. I'm a huge fan of that film. Yeah.
That was my favorite of the series before I went back and watched these 3, and it could well be my favorite of the series still.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to, like I say, rewatch and see how it goes. But Manhunt is gonna be fucking up there, man. It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments of your order of the 5.
Yeah. Put your order, man, out there in the comments. If y'all checking this on the rewatch, and appreciate everybody in here. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
If you like it, hit the sub. If you don't like it, hit the fuck you button. You know, all that good shit. So but yeah, man, I think we did all right on this one, you know.
Yeah, we've been planning this one for a while, haven't we? And then when that new Arrow release came out, we just thought, fuck it, man, it's time. It's time,
man. Yeah.
But
and
yeah, me and Dirk don't do things really by halves, do we?
Right.
We go all in.
They Manhunter needs a proper release though.
It needs a 4K, yeah. It would look great as well, those blues.
I don't care if it gets, I mean, a 4K would be great, yeah, but I'd just be happy if it's got something with load, like Arrow just did a blue, or which they wouldn't, they do a 4K too, but I'm just saying, like, anybody just put out some more meat, you know, for the release.
Yeah.
You know, more special features, more, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to go back too much. Do you know if he filmed Manhunter with like a blue filter at times? Because it does give me that feel, like the fucking, like Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a total different film, I know, but just the look, like the blue tint. Yeah. But yeah.
We got Rambo Ralph in here. He said, "Where's the Hannibal Rising retrospective balls? For fuck's sake, buddy." Yeah, man. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. How you doing?
We it's definitely the worst of the series. But Rambo, while you're in here, like, what's your top 5 in order? I mean,
what's the order? What, anybody in the chat, if y'all want to throw your top, like the way that you rank the Hannibal Lecter series out of the 5 films, anyway.
Rambo's is going to be interesting if he puts it up, because he sees things differently. Oh man, Manhunter is his fave. I'm almost with you, man. I love that film.
Hell yeah.
It's up there. It's going to be close between Manhunt, The Silence, and Hannibal for me.
I think it's Silence. It's definitely Silence for me, and then it's Manhunter. Like, it's got to be number 2 now.
So Hannibal or Red Dragon would be 3rd for you. Which one?
It'd be Hannibal.
Okay, yeah.
So, but yeah, man. Like, let's see, Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs.
But Hannibal Rising, you know, is still decent.
Then I guess Hannibal, Red Dragon, and Hannibal Rising. Okay.
That could be similar to what I'm gonna say, because could be, because Manhunter may well be my number 1 now.
Right.
But then I would have to drop Hannibal down to 3rd, so I don't know.
Right.
What a great series, though. Even Hannibal Rising should get, more love than what it does, really.
Yeah.
But it's not a classic, but,
I guess we're going to get out of here, man. Anything else you want to add, Darren?
No, man. Just looking forward to the next one now.
I
think that's going to be an epic. Probably be another, like, 2.5 hour show, even though we're doing, like, 2 films. That's going to be a week-long project with all the extras on that Arrow set,
Yeah.
and the
That'll
Hannibal.
be in 2 weeks on on a Sunday. And then next week we'll be doing the Euro Crypt on Dead Pit. But I think
Yeah.
I was talking to CK about it. Like I kind of want to do it on Sunday next week.
Okay.
Do the
Yep.
Euro Crypt on a Sunday as well.
Yep. I say
But
that's good. Sounds
and
good
we're
for
gonna be
me.
doing some 3 Fulci, right? What we're gonna cover.
Yeah. So, Cat in the Brain is one.
Demonia.
Pneumonia, and what's the other? Manhattan Baby is the other
Yeah,
as well.
Manhattan, but baby.
Yeah.
Shit.
Which there is less of films, obviously, and I've not seen Cat in the Brain all the way through, so that's going to be interesting. And I've never seen Demonia either.
Demonia's a masterpiece. Highly recommend.
So keep tuned for that. Yeah.
Shit.
Fulci's always fucking entertaining, even if they're bad. So
I wouldn't say it's his worst. No.
oh man, he's done a few stinkers. To be a
Yeah.
Door into Silence could be one of them.
Yeah. He's got a crazy filmography though. That's gonna be interesting. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody. If y'all think about it, hit the like. Don't hit the like. Sub. Don't sub. Do your thing. We're gonna do ours, and hope you have a good week. And don't hit any blind ladies. While they're walking across the street and shit. We're getting the hell out of here, man. I don't know. I'm
Later,
getting
guys.
tired.
Catch you later.
Take it easy.